I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do.
luck and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the PredatorSense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Presents the Esports Challenger Series powered by Cosmic Byte in association with Red Bull. Your boy Aggressive is here back once again on the hot seat with his main man, my only man, like because he's pretty much my best friend Kirito on my side. Still hasn't found his Asuna, but he's still searching hard. Just like today, we've been searching for a really good Valorant game, and we at the Esports Club, we are here to present it to you right on board your screen. So let's head on down over into today's fixture, see exactly which team is going to be playing for the 5 p.m. game today. And honestly, I'm really excited for this one because we've been waiting for such a matchup for a really long time here. Consider something, Alter Ego versus Enigma. How long have you been waiting for this match? For a pretty long time, because both of these teams, they've been taking great strides, and when you look at the statistics of some of these players, my mind is just blown.
Yeah, minds are going to be blown, and a lot more things other than that, maybe some heads as well, because I mean, both sides, Alter Ego and Enigma, they have a certain aggression to them. They have, a tendency to get into gunfights. So I'm expecting a lot of small and large skirmishes today, because this map pick and everything combined, the state of the tournament, it's just getting to such an exciting and boiled state that all the teams I believe are going to be trying to bring out the most hyped competition. Take the match to the limits. Why not? Because I mean, we're barely into the upper bracket semifinals, and things are already heating up all around, both in the upper brackets and the lower brackets. So keeping that pace in mind, I believe both Alter Ego and Enigma are going to be continuing on the tournament and playing the best Valorant they can, because this is a tournament of high stakes aggressive, and both sides, they won't give any room for each other to recover.
Yeah, that is true, especially when you consider both of the teams and their potential and what they're really fighting for. Another primary thing that we really do need to talk about Enigma and Alter Ego is that they are in similar positions when you consider their stature in their own specific regions. Alter Ego being from Southeast Asia, they're pretty much on that top 3 position, quite literally. They know what they need to do to go up to the very top. They know what they need to do to take down a team such as Paper X, but they're just not able to do it yet. Now, are they? Enigma, they're pretty much on the same boat. They're going up against Velocity, they're going up against the side of Global, and they're still not able to reach it. So in that sense, both of these teams, they are very similar in the way that they fight, and they're very similar in the way of what they're fighting for and what heights they really want to go towards, but they're not there just yet. And hopefully today in this matchup, they can use each other's strengths and weaknesses to see if they can elevate themselves to that next level. That's why we're here in the Intel Presents the Esports Challenger Series, because the fact is you have to fight through multiple other teams in your own specific region to reach this very point so that you can face off against other regions to finally show your mettle and show for a fact that you deserve this title and you deserve this win. So are they going to be able to do it? That's the real question.
Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at the match fixtures again today. It's already on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, at 5 p.m. We have this matchup between Enigma and Alter Ego. It's going to be beginning in a few short minutes as soon as we're done with the intro. But we already had another match today between side of Morph team and Action PH, and we already saw Action PH taking the victory on that one, winning the best of 3 at a 2-0. And moving on to the upper bracket finals. I guess we can have a better look at the whole bracket by looking at everything at once. As we see, the victory was given to them because they won at a 2-0 fixture, and they're going to be moving on to the upper bracket finals. So the winner of Enigma and Enigma versus Alter Ego is going to be taking them on for a chance to get into the grand finals. So both these teams, they realize how much is at stake right now. If they lose, they're down to the lower brackets. I believe the loser is going to be taking on Global Esports, I believe, and that's going to be another tough competition regardless, but they both want to go into the upper bracket finals. It just make things a lot more easier. Even if they lose there, it's going to be a lot more less tedious for them to for them to get a chance to go back into the grand finals. But with that being said, both teams have a lot of competition, have a lot of obstacles up ahead. But the first one they need to deal with is today against each other, Enigma and Alter Ego. So I mean, what are your thoughts on the matches? How do you sort of think about the playstyles aggressive of these two teams, and what are the playstyles?
For Enigma, it's a very control-based playstyle. They like to take a lot of different avenues for themselves before they go in for engagements. And another clean factor about the side of Enigma is that they have the potential to clutch out pretty much any round, even in a 1 versus 4 situation. Let it be a 1 versus 3, doesn't really matter. They know what they really need to do to try and bring in the rounds back into their favor immediately in a couple of seconds. And in that sense, you can also look at Alter Ego to be in a very similar boat. But from their side, it's a lot more explosive when it comes down to the terms of the duelists. The duelists know exactly what they need to do to push into a different sideline and then take an advantage according to their aims. What I have really seen from the entirety of the Southeast Asian region is that they put a lot of emphasis on their mechanical capabilities to push them through a lot of different corners that they really shouldn't be going in for. But the confidence factor being the thing that reigns supreme the most in comparison to anything else gives them that tiny little bit of an edge to break past their limits and take down their opposition a couple of pegs as well here. And the way that they are holding those up is how they're going to be the ones to take down Enigma as well here. Letting on down over towards the MVP standings though. Let's see exactly who's been shaping up the most here in this entire tournament. And as you can see, these stats, they speak for itself. SK Rossi being at the very top. Just look at him. He's looking fly. He's looking smug. He's just giving us a death stare straight into the eyes and being like, hey, I'm coming for you. Make sure that you're going to be ready. Action PH as well. They've been performing so much throughout this entire tournament. So I'm not surprised that Gregory's right over here. Lightning Fast and RVK, they're household names. And for Enigma, just looking at their stats alone, I'm really scared because yes, they have played a lot less games in comparison to the other teams, but their statistics alone, right off the get-go, they give a real big fright.
Yeah, and considering the fact that RVK, I mean, Enigma, they've already, I mean, only played one match, the first one being in the upper bracket quarterfinals, taking on Fallen 5, defeating them 2-0 and coming down to the upper bracket semifinals today, taking on Alter Ego, and RVK already managing to secure a position in the top 4 MVP standings is just, just gives us a bit of an idea on how good he is at the fragging capabilities. He's just a mad lad with the duelist, with the role of doing the entry frags and stuff like that. But other than that, obviously, Lightning Fast and SK Rossi, 2 players representing global esports. I mean, global, they've had quite a tournament so far. They've already been down to the lower brackets, but they have begun their sort of Cinderella run to come back to the upper brackets, come back to the grand finals possibly by already taking down one team, that is Team Exploit, in the first round of the lower bracket. So we might see a lot more changes aggressive in this MVP standings. And if there's one thing to know about MVP standings, that they never remain the same. They keep shifting around because these players, they just keep performing. They just keep outplaying themselves, and you can never have a good prediction on what's on the players on on the standings. But with that being said, let's take a look at the teams today. The first team, it is going to be none other than the side of Enigma Gaming. And we have some very familiar names. We've seen them play a lot in the scene. It's going to be RVK, Antidote, Hika, Rexy, and Raw Fuel. This is a great roster, by the way. I really love the cohesiveness and between these few players. And the individual abilities are great, but when they work together, they work like such a beautiful piece of clockwork, isn't it? Like all the agents, all the utility, everything comes together in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, that is really true. The way that Enigma play, they know how to play around one another and they know how to facilitate one another as well in the most beautiful fashion possible, especially when you consider their controller players and their support players in general, let's say, RVK, Antidote, and Rexy, to be the ones who not only can step up to the plate, but also support the team as well the best that they possibly can. I have seen Rexy hit beautiful clutches throughout the entirety of the gauntlet that I will always trust this man to come out on top, even in the most dire of situations. Even if he has 2 players speaking him at the same time, somehow Rexy is going to be able to pull off stuff like that. That is what Enigma is, in general. They are a team shrouded in mystery. They are the unknown for a reason. And today, they need to count on that very same unpredictable nature that they do have, and also on their strategies to take on the side of Alter Ego. And speaking of the side of Alter Ego, let's head on down over into their team intro and see exactly what they have in store for us. Because this team, right off the get-go, if you just look at them, they have what? 7-man roster? So in that sense, they're a team that is even more unpredictable in that sense. When you have so many players on the server, you know for a fact that they have a lot of different strategies that they can use and they can pull off in a couple of seconds just by snapping their fingers, subbing someone in. And then you're like, okay, how is this team going to be playing? Are they going to be going in for a different strategy? Are they going to be playing the same one? We don't really know just yet. But looking at the stats themselves for these players, Kirito, you can see that they scream out consistency, especially from Kush. 43, 29, and 12. This man is on a mission.
This man is such a great clutch master, basically, because we have seen him playing agents like playing the support roles like Sova and the initiators and stuff like that. But he's been winning these rounds for the team consistently. Like he's been in those 1v3s, 1v4s, and winning those out. When we were all counting him out, we were like, okay, this man, there's no way he's gonna be bringing it home, can it? But in a matter of seconds, he's changing the whole flow of the game and possibly the whole matchup because um, when you clutch out a round, it affects your team mentally, right? And that singular clutch can definitely change out how that entire round, how the entire game could turn out. So plays like that definitely make Alter Ego a team to be reckoned with. And other than that, we have a lot more other players, and I really like the consistency from Alter Ego, like how they go into the 1v1s. They're confident with those 1v1s. They are not afraid. They know that okay, we have the ability to win those, and they go into the fights with full aggression. A lot of the other teams, they sort of want to go in with double peaks. They want to go in with a teammate. They want to go in after utility or after some information. But in the case of Alter Ego, they just go in completely blind because they know that it's a 1v1. If it's on a fair ground, I'll be able to win it. And that just allows you to gain so much more ground while taking or retaking a site or creating room in general. So that's a really good strategy coming out from Alter Ego. And I think that will be really useful against Enigma today if they can pull it off.
Yeah, sometimes testing out the limits of your opposition is one of the best ways that you can push yourself forward as a team. And Alter Ego, them not being afraid to do so, should give them that tiny little bit of an edge. But at the same time, Enigma, they are a team that is built upon adaptability. So if you're going overly aggressive, if you're taking too many of those 1v1 engagements, that could just put you in a position where you're going to get taken down. And if you're not careful, it's going to get a lot more harder and a lot more difficult. Heading on down over to the head-to-head between both of these teams. Let's see who's going to be the one spicing up the server just a little bit more compared to the other. And it's going to be none other than Antidote reigning at the top for the side of Enigma with Kush on the secondary. We've been highlighting these two players consistently throughout the entirety of their own team spotlight, and you can see exactly why. Looking at Antidote's stats, 2.59 on his KDA.
My God.
47% headshot percentage, mind you. And yeah, Kush, he has only 26%, but consider the way that he plays. He's not going in for those one taps. He's not the one that is consistently being the one to be on the back end and try to go in for slow, methodical one taps. No, he's rushing into sides, he's taking engagements, and he's trying to get as many kills as he possibly can while giving his team a possible entry over onto a side. So having a 1.48 KDA is nothing to scoff at. He's putting himself on the line for his team. So to get a KDA that is positive in that margin, it's not an easy feat.
Yeah, the fact that he's here in this head-to-head and he's representing his team here just shows that how valuable he is as a player. And other than that antidote, again, I just want to keep going back to the 47% headshot. I mean, how does a man hit so many heads? Like, it's shocking to me that having such a high headshot percentage is a thing. Because it's not easy, and I play Valorant every day. It gets harder and harder the more you play, but for Antidote, it's the complete opposite. But with that being said, let's see what the maps are going to be for today, what the battleground is in this best of 3, and starting things off, it's going to be the map of Split. It's going to be picked by Alter Ego, and I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really surprise me. They have shown some promise on that map. They have played a few teams there as well. I believe they took down FS Esports on that map at, I think it was... I mean, nearly a 13-0, maybe a 13-2 or 13-3. I'm not sure on that detail, but it was a very one-sided map, so it makes sense for them to pick a map that they're really used to. Meanwhile, Enigma on the second one, going for that bind pick, that's also very logical. We have seen them play really well with a Sentinel, with the proper Sentinel and a controller setup there. So with that being said, these two map picks coming out from them looks to be playing to their own strengths, and they don't want to sort of give away any of their weaknesses early on. That's why they're going to be playing safely on these two map picks. Meanwhile, the decider is going to be on Haven. I'm not really sure what to think about this because I haven't really seen the side of Action PH. Sorry, not Action PH, my bad. Alter Ego on Haven. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward if that is a possibility today.
Alter Ego on Haven, I've personally seen them play this match against Global on the Showdown. But That's the
Oh,
thing. We saw Action PH. Sorry, just because of you, I'm also saying Action PH now. We saw the side of Alter
I'm a bad
Ego.
influence.
Yes, you are truly a bad influence. But for now, at least, Alter Ego, they have showcased their performances on the map of Haven to be very potent and very strong, if and only if you allow them to take proper control of the map. This is also a team from Southeast Asia that prefer their double duelist composition over anything else. They don't run for the utility as much, but when they do use their utility, oh my god, this team is scary. But with the recent addition of Preston as well, it just could be a little bit of an issue for their side because they don't have all the players that they usually do. So let's see how they push themselves forward. Initially, I always looked at players like Enable to be the one to just go in for a fight and just be the one to take an engagement. But now that he's not here, let's just see what we can expect. But for Enigma, we already know what they're going to be going for. Double controller, single initiator with a single duelist. The composition is really strong, yes, but you also know the weaknesses of this certain composition. The attacking side takes a massive dent, while the defensive side becomes almost indestructible.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of these double controller
Choose your
lineups
agent.
coming up, and it's something really rare right now, but it's slowly starting to be starting to take the place in the meta of the Valorant, starting to come up on the surface, and more teams are opting to go for this double controller setup, and I feel like it's sort of a weird setup because it's gonna be hard for you to both defend sites on attack and defense while you're or while you are defending the spike or while you're defending the site. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult with some less utility to work with, and maybe another initiator will sort of give you lackings of information, like maybe a Sky and a Sova can do, or maybe a KO and a Sova can do. Those combinations work really well, but with that controller you can have so much more ability to sort of manipulate your opponents and sort of play mind games on them, because again, a Viper and an Astra, that's a dangerous combo. These are probably the best controllers in the game of Valorant right now, and when utilized together, even though it's a very small map like Split, like I understand maybe a big map like Breeze or Icebox or even Fracture, but on a small map like Split, it's gonna make things very chaotic and very difficult for your opponents to even have an idea on what's going on. But with that being said, the same lineup, I mean, almost the same lineup, a double controller is going to be coming in from Alter Ego. It's going to be Julio playing on that Omen, an agent we really don't see around nowadays, but a lot of teams are playing him on splits. So, Aggressive, your thoughts on that? Is Omen coming back?
Not really. Not unless we see a couple of the big buffs coming on in. Not just yet. But Omen is a strong pickup primarily for what reason here, Gito? And basically, the primary reason for all of this is that you can already see that the positionally, you can tell Omen has a lot of different avenues that he has a control over. And this will just give you a little bit of an advantage on other senses. Omen allows you to be very aggressive. It allows you to take
Sorry for
multiple
that.
different sidelines to work with. It's fine. You didn't know.
I didn't realize I was on camera. It's okay. It's okay, guys.
But moving on back towards the Omen, why is it so strong? Because it allows you to be very aggressive, because it allows you to take multiple different avenues really quickly and allows you to push forward with your own team. But on the other consensus, what is really the problem here? Omen doesn't have enough utility for you to be an impactful frag or an impactful agent throughout the entire game. You have a lot of potency to be very multidimensional, but do you have enough to help your team push forward into a side compared to an Astra? Not really. You throw out one paranoia. If your teammates are not able to capitalize on that paranoia, you're just dead. You're just gone. You have no way of pushing yourself forward from that engagement. But with an Astra, the same side as Antidote maybe, what does he have? He has a Gravity Well, he has a Stun, an Astral Divide, Nebulas to work with as well. There's so much more utility on his side in comparison to you on that Omen, that it could be a problem. But at the same time, these Southeast Asian teams, they love their aggressive composition. So can I really say much about it? The more aggressive that they are, the more success that they are able to find. And with that, they should be able to push themselves forward just a couple of bit more to take that engagement again, to go past a little bit more than their opposition, but that aggression alone could cause a lot more problems as well moving on down the line. Because Enigma, they have a composition that is built to control that aggression. And if they're able to, then Alter Ego, they're pretty much going out of the frying pan and straight up into the fire.
Yeah, and I believe that Omen allows for a lot more, utility to be used on the fly and on the go. It's a lot more faster than the Astra, so I believe they can take a lot more aggressive fights based on maybe the flashes, maybe the smoke, stuff like that. And obviously, the Omen teleports allow you to move around a lot more quicker on the side. It's not as fast as the jet dashes, but it's still something of a movement and allowing the Omen a bit more diversity compared to the Astra. But with that being said, I still really think that maybe going with something a little bit more viable like the Viper or the Astra should be a better option. But again, that's the point where we come in to the map to see what they come up with. So one of the more stronger points of the Omen, I feel like, is going to be the flash, and it is a little bit difficult to use because of having it's only one really large flash, right? It does blind a big area and a lot of players at once, but you really have to time it right. You really have to make sure the execution is correct, because unlike sky flashes or KO flashes, you only get one shot and it's not that easy to coordinate. So I believe they're gonna have a tough time on doing that. But again, if they have enough practice on that, if they have enough time put up in the Omen, I think they are going to be able to make that happen. But with that being said, we're going to be moving on to the game real shortly, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be a big one again. Remember, this is upper bracket semifinals, so loser is going to be going into the lower brackets to make the tournament that more intense. Neither side wants that to happen, so they're going to be giving it their all. But Rawfuel is going to get the first opening frag on the Delp, taking him down, making this a 4-versus-5 scenario. Rawfuel trying to get some more frags to deny this entry, but RVK is the one he's going to be the one to get the follow-up. And it's immediately down to a 3-versus-4. Preston and Del both eliminated, and already a difficult scenario for Alter Ego to push in.
This is going to be a tough fight for them already. But Nats just swings out, casually gets a tap on his face and just takes him out as well. But now it's all up to RVK. Oh my god, crap bucket! That's gonna cost him, but still, hey, it's completely fine. Rexy comes in for the rescue. RVK is gonna be able to reconsider, but no, Hiccup! Spray's not gonna be able to reign supreme, and Julio instead is gonna be the one to shut him on down. The Omen's gonna be able to pay dividends here, but
Ooh,
Julio?
hold on a second now.
17 HP and a dream. He could just pull it off, but not exactly. Not against Rexy and RVK.
Yeah, they're moving together as well. No way he's going to be winning that. Triple kill for RVK to finish off that round 1-0 in favor of Enigma. They're going to be having that economic advantage early on, aggressive, and being able to go for the Spectres, as we already see. They're going to be able to ensure that possible second round coming in. And I gotta say, it was a good read coming out of Enigma to use those utilities to have an early denial into the entry, because by the looks of it, Alter Ego really wanted to push into that side really fast, really quick, and get the spike plant down immediately. But good use of utility from Enigma to deny that early on and give them a fighting chance in this match. So with that being said, again, moving on to the second one, Spectres in the hands of Enigma. This is going to make defending the sites a lot more useful. Rawfuel saving the Ghost, going to be using that to possibly go for an operator later on. He is going to be playing the Jet, so that is the option he has. But RVK spotting a bunch of players cross down towards Rambo. And
oh my god, that was a spray. Okay.
That was a quick ace. What a way to get things started. Antidote, the man on the head-to-head, the man on the MVP standings. He's going to be taking one on for the team and getting a quick 5k.
Just
wow.
Okay. Just a quick one right there. Nothing to really worry about. It's just Antidote doing Antidote things. There's a reason why he has a 47% headshot percentage with a 2.59 KDA. That's exactly why. He just proved his point just by going in for one round. Yeah, it was an eco round, mind you, but even on eco rounds, these can be really deadly.
Indeed. But they're going to have to play the bonus weapons now. And that will make things a bit difficult, considering that their opposition is going to be on rifles. Already an operator and a Rawfuel, though. Let's see if we can make this count. The Skydog will be coming out, but not finding a shot. Oh, Preston. What a peek from him. Taking down the operator early on. Now it's all the Spectres versus the rifles. Enigma, 4-versus-5 scenario. The smoke comes in, provides cover for Preston to take down Hika. And Kush with the follow-up onto RVK. 2-versus-5.
Last player standing.
And the damage just goes on.
Recovering it.
Going in for the further amounts of damage. Julio.
Spike planted.
He's already gotten the spike plant down, and Antidote is now his turn! But he doesn't have the weapon for it, and he just got completely off guard. Kush is going to be the one to go in for his own engagement and take his own fight. And with that, that's going to be the first initial round going in the favor of the side of Alter Ego. And with this, they should be able to stabilize. They should be able to get into a better mindset, to say the very least. Because you got to remember something, Kirito. I always tell you this every single time we play the game of Valorant as well. I hate Split. Primarily because this map is built upon momentum. If one team has better momentum than the other, you snap your finger, you close your eyes, you open it again, and somehow you're on like what? A 10-2 scoreline, and you thought that, oh, I thought we just started the game. But already the game's going out of hand. And now it's Enigma's turn. If Hika is able to find this first initial kill, this is gonna be beautiful.
Oh my god, no way.
That's how, what? He's channeling his inner European dad.
Completely empty, man. Raw fuel. He's the only one holding that B side with the weakest weapon. He's the only one who had a frenzy for the side of Enigma. Oh, that's unfortunate. Rotations do come in as Antidote from CT. He's gonna be paranoid. Has to fall back. Spike yet to go down. Okay. He's gonna be dinked, and Nats is there to take the frag. Okay, Alter Ego showing that aggression, showing their, insane decision making to go into those gunfights early on. And Kush, okay, how did he get there? How is he there? How do they, sort of flank these players from these positions?
It's just, how do they get away with this? Nats, you're not supposed to get any of those kills, but you found 2. Good isolation of the 1v1s, good angle positioning as well. He was able to take the first initial engagement. Poor old Hika was caught out with a flash in his hand. This is why I always tell you, whenever you're going in for a double peek of an angle, the initiator needs to go in for that flash a lot more earlier, but the timing just wasn't in his favor. That was a good plan, that was a good stronghold, but was it a perfect one? Not really. But for now, they don't need a perfect one. They just need to survive here and maybe go in for 2 kills at the bare minimum. Just 2. Nothing more than that. Going in for a swing, going in for the fight. They're walking up, but Natsurin has something else to say. Once again, just walks up cleanly, takes out Rexy, and he's pushing into the side.
Ooh.
Ring around the rosy watch.
Oh, he's gonna be caught.
Stay down.
Rocky coming in from behind, getting that frag onto him, and Hika with the sheriffs. They're so consistent with these guns. The eco rounds usually work out in their favor. But for now, it's gonna be 3 versus 2 scenario. Preston, the Skydog does come in. Flash comes in as well, but oh, nice positioning on the crosshair. He's gonna be able to get that shot onto Hika, making this a 3 versus 2 scenario. B side looks very empty, and nice flick onto Raw Fuel as well. Preston, triple kill for the man. He's gonna be trying to go for the 4K, or not. He's still holding the angle, and RBK, he's gonna be approaching real soon. So possible 4K for him. Oh, spots him out, but loses a ton of HP though. 2 HP. Does he want to go for this?
I don't think so. Preston's one of those players that like to play it very slow and methodical, so that's for now. He's not gonna be going in for it! But RVK, the Sheriff God's there, but he doesn't even see a single head to line up his shot. That's not gonna be working out for him. 3 rounds consecutively lost by the side of Enigma, but in a way, was this really that bad of a loss? Not exactly. They got 3 weapons down from the side of the attackers, but even those 3 weapons lost doesn't really mean anything because you are on a 3-round win streak, so you're making a lot of money back just by pretty much winning out on 1 more. And the fact that they won out on 3 gives them that strong lead and gives them that strong advantage. But for Enigma, this is a massive disadvantage as well. They're starting on the defensive side, Kirito. And if they don't get a strong lead on the defense, just like here with the Raw Fuel getting that first initial kill, it could go badly for them.
Yeah, that does not look good. Rawfield does get the first frag though, taking down Nats. And a follow-up from RVK. He does spot more players in that mid position, and a blind shot onto Preston through the smoke. Is gonna be changing the flow of the game real quick. Alter Ego all of a sudden in this really weird scenario at a disadvantage. Kush spotting out Rexy in screens. Rexy unable to go for the peak because of the Viper mollies. While Kush slowly advancing onto him.
Last player
But
standing.
Rexy sharper with the Phantom. He's gonna get a frag, but the trade is there from Julio. 1 versus 4. He has a spike. He can get the bomb down at least. That's gonna be some money in the bank. But overall, Alter Ego, I think they still have enough cash to work with over because all of the players have about 7,000 to 8,000 credits each. So they are looking to be in a really good position. He cut through the smoke, gets a frag onto Julio, and that defuse is gonna go down. 3-3 is gonna be happening real soon.
3-3 scoreline is where the real fun will begin. Especially now that Enigma finally have a very strong foothold on their own economy. They did lose out on all of the other rounds, yes. It's fine. Because they won this round with how many people still alive? 4 of them. Meaning they're keeping their guns, they're going to keep the momentum rolling in their own favor. But for Alter Ego, they're not really that sad. They have enough money to go in for Vice. They lost on 1 round. What do we freaking do? We just go in for even Stevens, but that's it. We need more. They need a strong advantage, and that's exactly what they're fighting for. Cool, calm, collected. All the members of Enigma. Good isolation of the 1v1s, and a good play from them to punish all of these aggressive playstyles. That's the thing. Alter Ego, why did they lose that round? Because they were overly aggressive. Because they did not respect Enigma. And Enigma, you just snap your finger. They adapted instantly with the operator pickup. Played it slow, played it smart. They knew what they needed to do. And this is costly, dude. This is very costly, but no.
Raw
You didn't go for the shot. If he went for the shot and he found it, that's a possible back right there.
Here.
That would be really huge. I think he spotted at the tripwire at least. He's going to be pinging the exact position of it. Not taking a shot antidote. He's going to be the one to push on ahead and possibly destroy it. Meanwhile, Hika using out Sky Utility to scout out the mid area. Will only spot the Omen. That being Julio. He's going to have to fall back with the TPs.
I've got your trail.
And that allows him to make some more room for himself to be able to fall back. Meanwhile, the execution on the A side begins. Here comes the Sky Ultimate. The Seeker's out. Nats is going to get the frag onto Raw Fuel. And the follow-up by Kush onto Rexy.
I know
3 versus 5 scenario. And the ultimate from Cypher coming in. Neural Theft will give away the positions of the players of Enigma as they come in for the rotation. They should have a decent idea, Alter Ego, on where the players of the opposition are. And they have a good post plan set up for it. The thing is, they're all stuck inside this site. So if they can isolate some frags, Enigma, maybe they can do some damage. Rest him though. Sky Flash coming in. Information is there. The players are here. RVK, first frag onto Kush. Gravitational was trying to buy time. Here comes another one from Hika. Antidote. Oh, this is looking very scary. 2 versus 3. And Antidote gets one. But the Cypher trap. 1v1. Antidote, can he bring the 4K in? Goes for the peak. Knows where he is, but running out of time. They're going to be going into each other's space. He's still in the smoke. Pushes in, but Julio has the better angle. He's going to be winning out the round for the side of Alter Ego. Doesn't survive the spike though, but that's all good. They have money in the bank to spend. But Enigma, oh, they brought it so close though, aggressive.
Yeah, that was really close. They could have gotten this round. Anti, in some way, shape, or form, he was able to turn things around. If Hika didn't die early there because of the tripwire, yeah, it's understandable. You were looking in front of you instead of looking at the corners or waiting out for the sound cues. The tripwire just caught him completely off guard. That gave Julio the chance to go in for the kill and go in for an easy round hold for themselves. But Anti, how did he get away with so many kills? He was the only person remaining who was jumping down from the side of heaven, and he still was able to find that. Beautiful plays from him, but still Nats, he's gonna be able to answer back on his own accord, get that personal kill on towards Antidote to answer back for the blood being drawn from the side of Hika. And now it's back down to a slow, methodical 4 versus 4. Both sides, they're feeling each other out, seeing what avenues they can go in for, using their utility to maybe bait out a peek at the bare minimum. And Raw Fuel, he could just be the one to catch this bait. And he could just be the one to die out as well if he's not careful.
Well, the Sky Seekers do come out. They reveal some information on that B main. Raw Fuel might just go for a peek, but Hika though, looking at this aggression from Enigma, it's gonna be difficult for Hika because with that smoke being placed, he doesn't really have much support to work with. They don't know he's hidden here, but he's also in a very vulnerable position. Kush, so dangerously close in this position. They're gonna be pushing out RBK. Oh, Hika reacts quick enough for Kush. Just long enough for him to get a frag. Raw Fuel finds a little gap inside those Cypher cages. Gets another shot on Preston. Spots out the gun barrel, but misses the shot onto Nats. Hika's there for a trade. The all good. Julio snaps to the head of Hika. 1 versus 2. He's going to have to clutch this out. He has a 1v1 for now, as Rexy's still on the rotation. And a Sheriff on RVK. If he can take him down,
Cover going out.
make things a little bit more favorable for him, but
10
RVK
seconds
picks
left.
up a gun. Oh, lands a nice shot,
Player
but the
standing.
dink.
Thrifty.
Not enough, as Rexy from Rafters is going to be taking care of him. A 4-4 score line, and well, what are separating these two teams right now? Absolutely nothing aggressive. They're just going back and forth and back and forth.
They're giving off no space to one another, and that's a smart thing. If it feels as though as soon as one team, when they gain that momentum, it's really hard to stop them. And this is what we were highlighting before as well, when we were on the analyst segment, that both of these teams, they have almost the exact opposite playstyles. When you consider their potency as a
RVK,
team,
oh my
they know
God.
what they do, but
Wow. This
I
guy
think I take it back.
is
I think I
mad.
take it back. I think
He's
I take
mad.
it back.
He's
They-
absolutely mad.
Exact same play styles. They're going in aggressive, but they're able to fight
Okay,
so much
Nats.
with that.
Wait, calm down.
Slow it down. Take it back a couple of notches. We're going back to season 1. We are not in season 10 anymore. He could just be the one.
Oh, he doesn't have HP though.
No, he has enough.
Oh, you were
Not
saying
against Rafiel.
not against Rafiel, not against an operator. Oh God, RVK. This guy is just changing the pace of the game. Good attempt from the side of Nats, so getting a couple of sheriff shots to try and make the odds in his favor, but not enough. God.
Hey, if he had a Phantom there, he possibly could have gone there for that. You know that as well.
Yep. Oh, dude, this match is just getting more and more exciting. I did not expect this to be this hyped up, but it's going to be a 5-4 scoreline. Enigma just barely in the lead. Alter Ego might have to lose a couple more rounds, though not a couple, maybe one more round, because they are on an eco. All sheriffs. Preston is going to be on a solo Spectre. Raw fuel. Oh god, man. This is not...
Oh my god.
Delve, the sheriff shot is going to be good enough. I saw him as soon as he peeked out, I was like, this is not going to end well.
It's never gonna end well.
I know exactly where you are.
And with this, with the positions primed up and ready, it's just about them to...
Oh my...
What? Gosh!
Welcome to my world.
Can you give a moment of silence for RVK?
RVK was feeling it, and then he wasn't feeling anything.
No. We just need to give him a moment of silence
Oh
for
my
that.
god. Oh, dude, that
planted.
gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt.
That is
again,
the most
Enigma.
demoralizing headshot that you'll ever get in your entire life.
I mean, they could go for a couple of frags, but I don't think they know that the side of Alter Ego are, 3 players are on pistols. I believe if they knew that, they might have gone for some picks, but for now they're gonna fall back. Try and save that up. Not a bad decision. But well, I mean, at the start of this round, I said Alter Ego, they're gonna have to wait a round or two to be able to equalize, but they made me eat my words.
Now, moving on down back. They need to go in for a defensive hold. They need to try and save out those guns and save out that operator. Once again, it's a 5-5 scoreline. Both of these teams are at each other's necks, and they're able to find so much value, but that operator was right around the corner, and Deka actually gets away with it, takes out the side of Preston. And with that, one more gun going on down, and the side of Alter Ego, they're looking quite scarce when it comes down to the terms of their economy. They need one more round win to try and stabilize themselves, but it's just not helping them out just yet. Looking at their money, it's 1700, 850, 1500, 750, and 400 here, respectively. And with all the numbers going in that sideline, I would say that Enigma, they're still at an advantage when it comes down to the terms of their eco. Even if they lose out here, they still have the loss streak bonus in their favor. And Raw Fuel can buy himself a gun, cannot be an operator, of course. He can buy himself a gun and buy his teammate a weaponry instead. So the buy rounds are still able to be recycled through and through from both sides. But for the side of Alter Ego, if they don't get the round here, they're gonna get forced onto an eco and possibly Enigma. They could be looking at their first lead throughout this entire matchup.
Yeah, lead would be pretty good right now because the last few rounds they played were exceptional, both from gun points of view and utility and coordination. They're looking really good. Viper's Pit going down in mid. Now this is a scary Viper's Pit because the area is just so small. It's hard to be able to you know, find any frags if you're not the Viper. And speaking of frags, Kush taken down. And RBK, oh, he's gonna be holding an aggressive position. But through the Viper's, I think Delb just took down Hika through the ultimate.
Camera taken out.
That's either very lucky or I don't know what that was actually, but he's gonna bring it to a 4v4. That we definitely can't say, but it's still a lot difficult for the side of Alter Ego to push into the side because we still have a Cypher holding on to it. It is Rexy. He has to make some more impact, but the execution is going to be coming in. Rexy, is he going to play this aggressively? He is. He's going to be walking in, can't deny the spike plan, and will.
Where is
He's
30
going to be
seconds
using
left.
Neural Theft to figure out the
Spike down
positions of the
A.
players. Julio's going to be falling, but RBK,
Oh,
the
free
positioning
kill.
is so good. The freest of the free kills. Nats taken down 4 versus 2 scenario. Preston though spots a player, but there's one more in screens.
Player standing.
Doesn't need his peak. RVK himself, he's taking matters into his own hands. It's all on to Delp.
10
Gets
seconds
one.
left.
Vandal's still good, but not enough. Antidote. God, these rounds are coming so close, so intense every time. I don't know how much of it this I can take, man.
Hey, you got your pizza to help you out on that case.
Oh, we
But
don't talk
for-
about that. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we do talk about that,
We
but
don't
what we
talk
are going to
about-
be talking about a little bit more is the possibility of a 7-5 scoreline, because think of it like this here. Remember what I said, that their economy is pretty much in shambles, and you can kind of see it as well here.
Yeah.
Only 2 players are able to go in for Vandal buys, but even that Vandal buy is with a half shield.
Yeah, you don't want to be in that situation.
This is the most horrendous spot to be in, especially on a half point or a match point situation. Getting that 7-5 scoreline for Enigma, it's a pretty important feat, but at the same time, the side of Alter Ego, are they really sad about it? Oh, hell no, they're really happy with the scoreline. Getting 5 rounds against a double controller setup of a Viper and an Astra. That does not happen. This is a place where Enigma should have gotten a 9-3 scoreline, so they would have a fighting chance on their own attacking side, but the attacking side now becomes a lot more difficult, a lot more harder to get a lot of value out of. And if this is how it's going to be playing out, I don't know, man. This could be ending badly for them.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out what's going to be happening in this matchup right now, because I mean, again, while the shift comes in from attack to defense with that double controller with the Omen and the Viper, it's going to be a little bit more interesting for the side of Alter Ego again, because I feel like the Omen and Viper work really well on the attack, because obviously the Viper walls and the Viper smokes, those provide good cover again, but those are static. You can't really change the position of those unless you can, I mean, you can pick up the Viper molly, but sorry, the Viper smoke, but you can't really pick up the wall. So it's sort of a static controller play, right? But with the Omen, you can, you know, play a little bit more diversely, and especially with the fact that the smokes regenerate. Like, say you want to hit the side B, you fail miserably. Okay, it happens. The Viper wall's still there. What do? You still have an Omen to play with. You can still use those smokes to execute the site. And in the map was split, Omen is still viable. Those Omen smokes make a difference here. So it's a blessing to have that Omen on attack, especially accompanied by a Viper. But Alter Ego, I really want to see them try and make that viable on defense. I guess you can still play for the retakes. It's you can utilize the smokes on the fly whenever you need. You can even play some one-ways with the Omen smoke. So there are ways to figure things out for them. But again, going into a 7-5, it's not the worst scoreline, but again, Alter Ego, I believe they weren't, you know, sort of expecting this on their map pick, on the map of split. I believe they wanted to go into the second half with a lead. They can still try and do that. They can still try and equalize things to a 6-6. Easier said than done, considering their economy now. Rafael again with that operator. Here comes
Free
Nats.
kill. He knows.
There-
He just knows.
You could have used the camera. You could have used some utility to clear that out, but it's going to be walking right through.
I've got your trail.
Seekers do come out from the attacking side, but the gravitational, well, that looks really funky, I'm not gonna lie. RBK in a tough position, he's gonna be pushed, naded, everything's gonna be thrown at him, but Preston, can he get one more with the classic? He does. RBK does get a trade before dying though, onto Delp with the molly, so it's still an equal man count. 3 versus 3 scenarios. And some weapons picked up for the side of Alter Ego. Again, Rexy, okay. If Kush can somehow make his way through there quick enough for Rexy to not react.
just work, but
All
not
right.
gonna happen today. Kush just walks out casually. Poor old Rex, he didn't even expect it. Gets his head just taken clean off of his shoulders. And with that, side of Alter Ego, they finally have a sideline to work with. But no, not today, because of Raw Fuel. He smelled out Preston here, and his footsteps going ding-dong all over. They have the control. They know where they are. The plant's going on down through, and Kush, he knows he needs to play at a beautiful off angle. He needs to come in clutch, but Antidote, he's just a cut above the rest for a reason. Puts him to the shot, but still Kush is going to be able to shut down one more.
Controller.
This is where the real fun will begin. He needs to be the one to peek. He needs to be the one to swing, but no! Here comes the gun barrel. They see it, but no, Antidote's just a cut above the rest when it comes out of these type of engagement. Swings out, sees the head, takes the fight, and just pops that clean off of his shoulder. 7-5 for the scoreline for the side of Enigma. This is the scoreline that they needed. They needed an advantage moving on down over towards their own attacking side, because now their composition is a lot more weaker. It's a lot more difficult to get a lot of value out of it. And when you have this much pressure on top of you having that even a tiny little bit of a 2-round lead, it could be the difference between life and death.
Yeah, indeed. And again, remind you guys, this was Alter Ego's map pick, and they are strong in this map. I don't know what's happening today. Maybe this agent composition is something that they're not completely used to. Maybe they're trying out some strats that aren't as successful as they were maybe in scrims or something, but it's like they're being read really well from the side of Enigma. They're reading the the lurking plays, the flanks, and they're reading the pushes. The operator from Raw Fuel is being perfectly utilized in these sort of dry peaks that the side of Alter Ego love to take. And that gave them the 7-5 lead early on, and allowing them this to go into the attack with so much more confidence. The confidence can be punished as Kush will take down Raw Fuel. Nats one more onto Val.
Oh god, yeah, I love the one-ways. You gotta love the one-ways.
And what was that round? That was almost as quick as it began. In a matter of seconds, we see the jet dash coming in from Raw Fuel, but he immediately falls, and after that, it's just a flurry of frags, all in favor of Alter Ego, except for one. But that's all good. They can still go for that economic advantage. They can still go for the Spectres. And I guess they can try and equalize this aggressive. 7-7 is definitely on the cards.
You know that there's a high possibility for it. But for now, at least, RVK, he's on his own foothold. Moving on down the line here, right off the get-go. It's going to be Antidote's turn to maybe find a little bit more of an advantage. He's not going to be able to find that kill. And Nats, he's right around the corner. He wants as many kills as he possibly can, but no! This is why you cannot get way too greedy here, Nats. It's going to be dangerous for you, but Preston, he's going to be gone for one. He's going to be gone for a second as well. Gets the revenge kills that he needs to. And one by one, they're just cleaning up the house. Julio gets one on the Raw Fuel, and now it's all up to RVK. He's the Sheriff one-tap god, but the Sheriff, I don't think it's going to be singing the Song of Death anytime soon, because the spike, it's not on him.
Well, the last time on the first half, on the second round, RVK got a 4K. He only needs a 3K now, so maybe he has a Spectre too, so I mean, it's still a possibility. He is making his way towards that A side. I believe both Preston and Julio realize that, okay, I mean, where else is RVK going to go other than to the spike? So they're going to be guarding that.
30 seconds left.
It's easier said than done for RVK. I mean, he is making his way there. This is an interesting crossfire, and with this round victory coming in, possibly from the side of Alter Ego. Oh, really good flash from Preston to read the position of RVK and gets a good spray down as well. 7-7. This was what I was saying. With that first pistol win, they're going to be able to equalize. They're going to be able to bring it back to equal terms on either side and stand a fighting chance to bring this map in their favor. Because again, I mean, they I'm pretty sure weren't prepared to be in this situation where they're at a disadvantage at their own map pick. Because again, the 1v1, the aggression is definitely coming out for them. But it's just the Enigma. They're playing this a lot more tactically and sort of outsmarting Alter Ego in a lot of these scenarios. And that is definitely punishing them. That is making life hard for them.
Left.
Let's see, the match is still far from over. Oh, looks like Enigma Alter Ego want to take a bit of an aggressive stance. The Viper wall falls, the crossfire setup, but Julio is going to be coming out on top with the Spectres. Doesn't lose much of an HP either. And with that being said, already 2 players from the side of Enigma fall. Make that 3. Nats gets 1 more. He should know Hika's there as well, especially now with the Seekers. He is concussed. Hika with the Vandal is able to take his head off. And the A side is wiped for the taking.
Taking that back.
Yeah, really fast swing. That's going to do it to you, especially when you're concussed at that range. Preston, he's looking for a kill. He's not going to be able to make that Spectre sing the Song of Death just yet, but still Hika missed out on his own shots. This will give Alter Ego a massive opportunity. That's the opportunity that they needed. Take a fight, take an engagement, take their heads clean off their shoulders. Antidote though, he's still alive. He's a clutch minister for a reason, and Anti is flexing that 47% headshot percentage on all of us. He knows what's up, but against Kush, it's just not gonna work. 1 fight, 1 kill. Kush, he doesn't even give a damn. He knows for a fact that Anti's not gonna be going in for a fake here. 7 and 8, and now it is the turn of Alter Ego to take the advantage back in their favor. Take a round win against Enigma and possibly put on their second round win as well. Take it down to a 7 and 9 scoreline, because if they're able to do that, they have enough economy to keep on going in for fights over and over again. That last round was a bonus round, mind you, from their side. And in that bonus, they not only took down the side of Enigma, but they also died out in the process. Yes, dying out, it's a pretty rough thing to do. But in general, is it that bad? You're still able to go in for buys, and you still have enough money to go in for the fight.
Again, this is an eco for the side of Enigma. So as you said, a 9-7 is very much possible. If there's anything I've learned from this tournament, Aggressive, is that do not count some of these teams out on their ecos. Be it Sheriffs, be it Shorties, be it whatever pistol there is, whatever eco weapon there is, they are gonna squeeze some value out of it, and sometimes that value might be more than enough for them to win the round. But this time, I think Rexy might have been enough for more than he could chew, and he's going to be caught in a really difficult position. Nats is going to be able to take him down. Kush with a follow-up frag onto Antidote. And it's not looking good for the side of Enigma. They are still going to be trying to execute this B side, though. They are walking in. Julio could be caught off guard as the Viper wall falls, but he's taken cover, so that's good. Rafael walking in, spots out the Omen. He's gonna have to dash away, and their positions are revealed. The question is, what are they gonna do now with these Sheriffs? Shots are gonna be close, but Kush is better. He's gonna land 1 more shot, pull out his own Sheriff, land some wallbangs with RVK. Okay, impressive shot, but not enough. Preston bringing it to the scoreline we all predicted, 9 and 7. The thing is, Enigma, they have their own buy coming up, and I'm pretty sure they aren't gonna let that off lightly, Aggressive. They are gonna be fighting to bring that closer, fighting for a possible 8-9 scoreline, and you know, very much a 9-9 in the future.
They need to try and figure something out here already. They cannot give away any more of these rounds. I understand that their attacking side is a lot more weaker than their defense, but they're brute forcing their way into sides. They're playing for the trades, but it's just not working out in their favor because they are not using their utility to give them much more of an advantage. And they can't use their utility here much at all. But look at Rexy. Rexy's gonna get caught out. He needs to face up against 2 players, and he does die out as well. Preston, he finds that kill, and poor old Rexy just got absolutely toyed with. Didn't know what he needed to do here. 2 flashes, a Cypher, and a Sky coming on through to try and chase him down. There's no way that flank has any hold. And already you can see Alter Ego, they're taking away control. They're taking the fights towards their opposition, knowing that this composition is a much more slow and methodical based playstyle comp. They rely on playing for picks. So if they take out the Sentinel player who's on the lurk, then it's already over. Rexy, he can't do what he's meant to do.
Spotted. Oh, really difficult positioning for Rafi. He's going to be trying to run away down mid. But Kush with the Viper while he gets one. He just cannot walk through that. Kush spots out another player, but isn't able to get the frag.
30 seconds left.
He's so low on HP. I mean, he did just step out of the Viper, so he should be good. The flash coming in, but doesn't blind it. Oh,
the timing.
Alright. The
Last
timing could
player
not have been worse.
standing.
Preston does get a trade though, but Rafael, his position is unknown, but he's only got 10 seconds. He can try and recover the
10
spike.
seconds
But
left.
can he get it
He doesn't have
planted?
enough plant. Oh, he
I
does.
think he does. He barely has enough time.
Oh god, that is
He barely has
more than-
enough time. Preston, I hope you realize you've got to run all the way back. I'm pretty sure Preston's like, okay, there's no way he's gonna win this, right? There's no way he's got the spike plan down. But instead, he's got all this ground back to cover. That's gonna eat up a lot of time. But again, it's just a 1v1. Rafuel doesn't really know if he's gonna come through mid or be main, but the first bit of information goes with the peek and with a Vandal, better weapon at long range. Rafuel is gonna win the gunfight, and it's gonna be an 8-9 scoreline. One away from equalization, one away from making this match so very interesting, so very entertaining for us to watch. But again, their economy isn't that good. They did lose a lot of players. They lost all 4 players from their 5, so they're gonna have to be lacking a little bit on armor and weapons. Bulldog on RVK, not the ideal scenario, but still it's still I think enough for a 9-9 if they can pull it off. If they can find that opening pick, because they are really depending on that first frag in their favor. Enigma.
Here.
This is gonna be a rough one for them already. Swing out, take fights, take engagements, and take down as many as they possibly can. That last round, you know for a fact that last round was a little bit of a questionable situation for both of the teams. Taking fights, taking engagements, but Anti,
Through this.
he needs to be the one.
Got him.
Oh, bad timing.
He finds it though. Hicka. He does get the reverse trade off, but still Kush. He's already ready for the engagement. Positions are prime. They know their positions. And Alter Ego is just about to clean up. One by one, they take them out, go in for a couple of their own shots, and just clean up house. 2 more players left for Enigma. And then this 2 versus 4. Things are not looking good for them.
They can try and get the spike down B. You can try and get the plan done at least. That's going to be some money to work with, but they need to hurry it up because the rotations are here. And as soon as they hear that first bit of noise that the spike is being planted,
30
they're gonna be
seconds left.
going into the retake. But look at this RVK. Vipers are making things so much more interesting. He's going to be mauling that CT as well, denying 3 players entry aggressive. They have a fighting chance in this if they can find a couple of frags to bring it closer. And I believe noise is being made for the rotation towards heaven. And they should be reading this RVK. He needs to be standing like a wall. Try and stop them from getting the spike, but Rexy pushing through it. RVK with the first frag. Rexy with the trade, but he's going to be falling.
Camera
It's a
taken out.
1v2. Oh, he's going to have to go for the player defusing the spike, but they just tap it. It's getting really intense as he goes for the 1v1, but the trade is going to be there from Julio.
There's more than enough time. No.
Yeah, they played it really well. He could have... I mean, what could he do in that scenario, honestly?
Yeah, it's just a double peak. There's no way you're gonna be able to survive that one. He did opt to go in for a crouch, but he wanted to commit to the spray. If he didn't crouch, maybe it would have worked out better, but hey, it's potato, potato, tomato, tomato. It's fine. Like, he tried his best, so I'll just give him the NT. There's so much more that you could have done, but at the same time, what do you do in these type of clutch situations? So much pressure on you, especially when you're considering double digits being on the line. Enigma, they got 1 round, but that was just 1 from a 7-5 scoreline to now an 8-10 with Alter Ego leading the charge. You can see the massive disadvantage that Enigma are in already just due to their composition alone. They don't know how to push their way forward just yet. That's what's really costing them. But Preston, he went in for a jiggle, and that jiggle costed him a lot here. Nats and Preston, both of them, they know for a fact that they can no longer go in for such aggressive plays anymore. They need to take it slow, but with the aggressive control already being taken off the side of a Heaven, that should give them an advantage, but no. Andy, he tried to push up on towards Vents, but Kush was already wise for that.
Yeah, that's going to put a really weird pressure on Hika. He doesn't know where to look. He has players on Vents. He has a player on CT as well. Noise is being made. They know exactly where he is because it's Cypher Cam. And Kush is creeping up. Sees the gun barrel. Information is there for Hika. He's gonna be surviving because of the Sky Dogs, but Del taking him down, getting the trade. Meanwhile, the execution, another execution is coming into the B side. Julio is the only one defending it. The Neural will give the positions away, but RVK a nice shot onto Julio to bring it to a 1v4. But again, it's a 1v4. Oh, Phantom Bullets whizzing across his body. He doesn't lose any HP, but he doesn't have armor either. But here comes the Sheriff. He gets one. Can he get a few more? No. Del denying him, bringing it to an 11-8. Not gonna lie, despite it being, it's seeming like it was very much in favor of the side of Alter Ego. It felt like they really brought it close. It really got my nerves tingling there for a little bit, but regardless, the lead is very much in the side of Alter Ego.
Alter Ego, they do have the better spots on their end, but for now at least, I think I'm trying to imagine a situation of what Enigma could do here. Feels as the Alter Ego, they just have every corner, every angle just completely under lockdown because of the utility that they're using, and Enigma, due a lack of the word, not enough aggression and not much utility to flush them out of those corners. It's really difficult. The Omen allows them to play so many more off angles in comparison towards the side of Enigma that's causing even more of an issue. I think this Omen pickup was a smart one. I do personally think that Alter Ego, they picked the Omen knowing that this is what Enigma were trying to play. A double initiator composition, a double controller composition relies on them clearing out multiple different common angles, and those common angles, when they get cleared out, then they can start going in for pushes. But with an Omen, he never stands on a common angle now, does he? He always has an off angle to stand on all the time. The fact that they're playing like that, it's giving them even more of an advantage. And Julio, he can possibly get away with murder here once again, because no one's gonna clear him. Random kill onto RBK and Rafiel gets a trade.
I know exactly.
Sure, buddy.
Entry is being done. Rafiel is gonna get the frag onto push. Traded by Del with his showstopper, but the Cosmic Divide going down. Spike is yet to make its way into the side finally. Here comes the heal and the spike land going down. It's gonna be coming from the side of Pika, but Rafiel, oh my god, that shot on Del. Bring it to a 2 versus 3.
Mutual murder.
My god, Enigma. This crossfire, this positioning is so weird as Antidote gets one Preston with the trade, but he got the trade from himself. The double peak coming in. Good positioning. And Enigma that much closer to try and bring this on an equal term, equal scoreline. They are slowly but surely crippling the economy of the side of Alter Ego. If Alter Ego decide to go for a bit of a force, which they very much can, to try and bring that match point early on, they are definitely going to be suffering in the next few rounds because of that of the lack of money. So things are slowly getting interesting, but again, Enigma, they need to win these rounds. They need to get the entry done, and that depends on finding that opening pick for them. They need to start reading on these really, aggressive positioning, aggressive playstyle from the side of Alter Ego. These really interesting off angles and positions that we talked about that they like to take. And try and exploit those, but for now, 4 players, actually all 5 I believe, holding on to that B main from Enigma. Sky Flash comes in and looks like it's going to be a bulldoze into the side. Oh, the dash comes in from Rafiel, almost taken down, but he's going to be able to get the frag onto Julio in the end, thanks to the Sky Flashes coming in from Hika. And they have control of the B side. Yeah, but the flank though from Kush, do they read this?
Oh, they read it alright.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Double B coming in, and a follow-up as well. Great round from Enigma.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. But... Nats.
Nats is just having a little
living up to a certain other Cypher player.
RBK is like, you scared me, bro. What are you doing there behind me? I thought it was Rexy, not my other friend. He's having a little bit of fun on his own accord. Cold-blooded killer, just like his counterpart. But for now, he's just going to be saving up a Vandal for himself, because this Vandal could just be the thing that saves the round for them. You gotta remember, they just went in for a couple of half buys, not even going in for fulls just yet, with only Preston being the one to go down to 900. They still have enough weapons to go in for proper buys, to fight for this 11th round, and stop Enigma right on their tracks to take the advantage away from them. But another thing here, Kirito, is that looking at the stats and looking at the kills, they're all very evenly matched.
Oh, yes.
both of these teams are playing out of their minds.
Dude, this is such a good match. This is such a good matchup, and this is just the first map.
Hey,
Oh,
I
that
told
one-
you these two teams, they are very similar when it comes down to their skills levels. In their respective regions, they are the top three. They are on that third position. They can easily go down over to the second and number one spot, but they're still not there just yet. They need to iron out a couple of the problems, and you can already see a lot of the problems being showcased here as well. On one side, incredible mechanical skill. On the other side, a lot of incredible strategies, but implementing the mechanical skill as well into it is quite a difficult feat. But slowly but surely, they're learning, they're evolving, they're adapting, and this adaptability is what I love to see. This is the pinnacle of what a game of Valorant should look like. And
Great.
I love this.
Preston reading that aggression onto Rawfield. Know that the Jet is a little bit too fast and the teammates can keep up. He's going to be able to exploit one frag. Actually, a couple of frags. He does get traded in the end. Takes down two extremely valuable players, Antidote and Rawfield. One controller and the only duelist for Enigma is eliminated.
I've got your trail.
That's going to be putting a damper on their chances to sort of equalize. An 11 spams are going to be coming in. Some shots connect onto Nats, but RBK pushes in, but the tripwires. Delv is going to be able to exploit that off. If only there were no tripwires there, he could have done so much damage.
Those trips are so evil.
Dude,
Both of these tripwires are the most
you gotta
evil
admire
trips.
it. You gotta admire the setup. That we have Delv looking up in heaven, and the trip is watching his back, and he also has the Cypher. Nats holding on to that, but oh, Rexy. Nice shot. Hika as well has control of heaven. If he can find the frag onto Kush, if Kush decides to go for the trade, it's all going to be coming into timing
30
because
seconds
Hika,
left.
he's doubting if anybody's going to be pushing in from vents, but oh, nice double peek coming in. And it's going to be a match point situation for Alter Ego. Oh god, these rounds are getting so very close and so very interesting every single time. But again, Alter Ego coming out on top, and this time we're going to have a couple of ultimates to play with. Both Viper Spits available for RVK and Kush. Really going to be interesting to see how they want to implement it. I believe Kush, he can try and go for the early Viper Spit onto A main. If we can see, I mean, if Holio, you know, create some room, maybe an early smoke onto that A main, maybe a paranoia to slow down any aggressive pushes. The Viper Spit might buy them some time. Enigma decide not to be that aggressive. But Rawfield, okay. Sorry about not being aggressive. They are definitely aggressive. But so are Alter Ego. Del pushing onto Rexy, getting a frag. Dude, they are at each other's throats. God.
Not gonna be able to do out much here. Enigma.
Toxins going up.
They need to run on back. This is match point.
Toxins
If they don't find a kill right here and right now, it's just not gonna be looking up for them. On towards mid, two players are holding. Raw Fuel and Anti, two of the star players for their side, and if they're not able to find a kill here, it's gonna hurt them a lot. Raw Fuel, he has the control, he's gonna be going in for a swing, but Delby has a better positioning, and Delby can be able to find him, but no! He missed the shot! Delby gives the side of Enigma a fighting chance! And Nats as well, he wanted to go in for another play for his own opponent, he's not gonna don't find it, but still Hika straight through the smoke, shuts down his second!
enemy
They're able to
remaining.
find it out! They're able to switch things around here as well!
Enemy down.
And it's
Oh,
all
how
up to
the turns
Kush.
have tabled. What?
The tables have turned, the
30
tables have
seconds left.
turned of the tables itself. And an antidote, it's a free kill for him. He knows what's up. He's able to find it. 11 and 12. One more round
One
away
more.
from overtime.
My god. Alter Ego, just go in for those 1v1 fights. I get it that you have faith in your gunfights, but you gotta go in for some utility plays. Again, some really interesting shots coming in from Enigma as well. Oh god, I mean, they had a decent setup on that B side, I believe, with the Cypher and the Raze playing together, but god, it's just the Del missing that shot onto Raw Fuel sort of sent them into a spiral where they weren't just able to win any gunfights. And now Enigma are on match point. They have a decent economy, and the same cannot be said for Alter Ego. They can go for a few rifles, but again, half armors and specters are ever present. So it can still go either way. I just want to remind you again, this is Alter Ego's map pick, and Enigma have brought this to a 12-11, and Rawfield with the first frag onto Julio. Does he want to push this fence? I believe that won't be the best of ideas. Meanwhile, Dell pushing down mid. He gets one onto Rexy, but the trade is there. Viper Spit's available, by the way, for RVK. If they can take control of a site, the Viper Spit could be invaluable. But they're up in heaven for some reason. I don't know what's happening here, but...
They're trying to feel out the side lanes. They're really scared of what kind of engagement's gonna happen, but gosh!
Hawk out.
Table
He gets light up.
Blinded.
and the flash gives them
Turrets have tabled,
info.
actually.
Something's turning and something's stabling. I don't know what is, but... Antidote. He's trying to
30
find an
seconds
opening.
left.
Got that flash. Now they give them information that there are players in that A main. They're walking in. We also have Nats holding on to the flank if they decide to go for a rotation. That is certainly an option, but Antidote needs to find an opening, and that's not what they
Oh,
need.
that's not gonna happen.
Yika gets one, but the trade is there from Kush. It's gonna be a 13-11, and Alter Ego bring it home.
That was a sad story and a half for them. The coach as well giving the team a word of encouragement, but Alter Ego, this was a rough fight from them, a really rough fight. A little bit too much aggression on multiple different sidelines really costed them a couple of rounds, but right at the very end, it was Enigma who had the advantage. But once again, that lineup kill from Kush just give them so much value to work with. And that's exactly what you're looking for. That's exactly what you want as well. And the fact that Alter Ego were able to take it from the brink of defeat pretty much on a 4 versus 3 situation where they had none of an advantage. You said this yourself, they had a Viper Spit. They could have taken full control of the side of heaven through just one Viper Spit, but they didn't opt to do it. They just wanted to wait and see exactly what they could do to bring in the round back in their favor. They wanted to go in for the plan first and then everything else. But investing the utility late is almost like investing the utility not at all. So in that sense, they had a strong ultimate to work with, but they just didn't want to take that risk with that specific ult. And I believe in a way, Enigma, if they did use it, that could have changed the round and possibly gotten them onto overtime as well. But hey, I digress. As we do head on down over towards the match highlights in a little bit, as it's going to get prepped up and ready. It's a heartbreaking loss, I would say, for Enigma, but for Alter Ego, they did the best job that they could have. They used their composition to the fullest, using their aggression, using their utility in proper conjunction, playing for off angles, and the utility usage, man, I gotta put a highlight on that. They had limited utility when you compare it to the side of Enigma. They had limited utility, but the utility usage was on point, from Cypher one-ways to beautiful Viper Spits with amazing snake bites being placed on towards entrances. Multiple different times we saw rounds that were just turned around with a snap of a finger because of one snake bite. And those snake bites alone gave me chills, literally, considering how incredible Alter Ego were playing. Being able to corral Enigma into that one specific chokehold, that if Enigma are not able to hit their shots and the utility does not reign supreme and hit every single point that they really wanted it to, they were not going to be able to find out anything. And another factor here is that this is one of the strongest maps of Enigma. And they lost out here on Split.
Well, things happen in the match that I failed to explain, but there's some things that I do, get to I'm able to explain is that there were a lot of reading through the players' minds and figuring out the counter strats coming in from either sides. We obviously know that outside of Alter Ego, they are really aggressive. They really want to go for the gunfights, and in the certain stages in the beginning of the match, they were overextending on their attacking sides. They were pushing into CT. They were pushing in for more extra frags and trying to get some more extra shots onto the side of Enigma. And Enigma read that. They were able to hold on for a little bit longer and get some more extra shots, get some more extra frags before they went in for the retakes. And that really helped them out. And then came the read from the side of Alter Ego that Enigma on their attacking half really needed an opening pick to go in. And they always read that early, player presence on that A main area. So every time the round began, we see some sort of aggression coming out from the skies, from the Cypher, to actually push out on that A main and try and get some openings. They also put a lot of emphasis on mid that the side of Enigma were putting on as well. So good reads coming out of them. Enigma as well were able to read a lot of the Cypher setups and were able to counter them. But again, so many plays from either side to, sort of come back at them on a strategic standpoint. Because I feel like it would be a lot more based on gunfights, and we're going to take a look at the gunfights again as the highlights are ready and are going to be played at your screen immediately. The gunfights should have been a standpoint. Look at the start coming in from Antidote. I felt like the gunfights should have been a highlight, but it's I gotta give it to the strategy. I gotta give it to the utility for the most part. Because I mean, look at these lurks. Look at the way the utilities were placed from the side from the Omen. These agent picks really made this game that much more interesting. And the fact that this went almost as close as it can to the overtime was all the cherry on top, and it just shows that both these teams are pulling out all the needles, pulling out all the threads and strings to make sure they are the ones continuing on to the upper brackets. So, God, I mean, if this is the first map, I wonder what Bind is gonna be like.
It's gonna be rough, pretty much, because Alter Ego on the map of Bind, you know how dangerous they can be. And when so many of these factors are going to be coming into play, it's just going to get worse and worse over time, is it not, as well? Because consider it like this. Enigma, why did they lose here? I primarily will chalk it up to the fact that they did have a massive compositional disadvantage and they didn't have the round differential that they needed to turn this one around. Alter Ego, they just had the better composition to hold down a site against a double controller setup multiple different times. How do you counteract a controller setup? You don't play in the usual traditional Valorant sense. You keep on going in for aggressive plays. You try to limit test as much as you can to make the side of Enigma as uncomfortable as you possibly could have. And that will give you the advantage. That's what you need to just turn around with a snap of your finger. And with all of that coming into play here, it just got worse and worse over time. Enigma, for them at least, currently, they just need to go in for a full-on mental reset and come back even stronger the following round. Because this match, it was not a bad game. I would say that Enigma, they tried their hardest. They played to their heart's content, but due to the massive discrepancy when it came down to the agent comp, they were just not able to close everything out here. And that's not a bad loss, not at all. Enigma, they did well, but could have they done better? Yes. Honestly, any team could have done better. Even Alter Ego, the fact that they won out here, they also could have played it a lot more better. A lot of different mistakes were being made. Too much over-aggression costed them on multiple different rounds, and Enigma were able to punish based on top of that. Valorant is a game of mistakes. You will make mistakes here, but how do you adapt and how do you make those mistakes better? That's all up to you. And hopefully Enigma, they can learn from those mistakes and come back even stronger on the map of Bind, because Bind, it's not going to be easy. That's Alter Ego's home pickup. And on that map, they've taken down even bigger juggernauts.
Yeah, it's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, but again, it is also picked by the side of Enigma, so I gotta give them some benefit of the doubt, in some give them some optimism that okay, maybe they have something planned out for that map, something that will make the difference. Otherwise, why go for that pick? You should, I mean, Enigma definitely have done the homework and know that Bind is a risky pick for them, considering their opponents, considering how they play on that map. So
73% win rate on Bind, by the way.
Yeah,
for Alter Ego.
Those stats are very clear. I mean, you do not want to go Bind against these players, but they went for it. So I gotta give them some optimism, some benefit of the doubt that okay, maybe something's going on here. Maybe they have a strat plan, like agent composition, something that's gonna give them a slight edge, and that's gonna be enough for them to try and make this a 1-1, which they very much need right now because they want to avoid going into the lower brackets at all costs, because that's where the real danger is. Some really impressive teams, really impressive performances have been showing up there, so it's better to just stay up here in the upper brackets where it's safe. But for that to happen, they have to go into the
global.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's also another thing.
Very mad global at that. Global, they are pissed off after losing to Action PH. I saw that it was very evident on the match against Team Exploit. So yeah, that is something. I mean, if you do face that, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be a difficult one for them to turn on back from, but for now, at least, you know that it was a heartbreaking loss. They could have done better, and on the scoreboard as well, a lot of things are gonna be changing up accordingly as well. Alter Ego, you can already see 23 kills on the side of Kush, Adrian King being on 22, Nats on 18, Delb on 14, and Julio on 14 as well. Every single one of these players, they were on double digits, but for Enigma, it was a lot more difficult for them to get a lot of value out of their own accord. Especially Rexy. Rexy didn't really have a showing at all throughout this entire game, and that's rough. He's one of those players that has the potential to top frag or at least second frag throughout the entire game. and him having such a rough time on that cipher, you know that Enigma's morale was not as high as it could have been.
Yeah, but it's all gonna come down to, recovering from that mental standpoint. Like, okay, we're going into a map that we picked, and despite this being Alter Ego's map pick, despite, going on against a really strong team that have proven themselves both strategically and, on the on the gunfight basis, they brought it brought it to as close as it could be. And just talk about that last match one more. Let's take a look at the map, the scoreline and the map recap, and we're gonna see that it was a close one, 13-11. So I mean, nothing to be ashamed of, and if anything, try and be more confident on the next one, because okay, if you were able to bring this to a 13-11, and considering the fact that you picked the map of Bind, you should have something planned there. I would feel a little bit more confident going into the next one, that okay, let's not worry too much, let's have a mental reset, let's all have a little chill and go into the next one with a proper game plan. We're definitely going to be bringing the dub home there, so that should be what Enigma are doing. Meanwhile, Alter Ego, they are going to be sitting a little bit more confident. They're definitely going to be happy with the scoreline. It did get a little bit close in some cases, but for now, I'm pretty sure they are just going to be chilling because they already have one in the bag, and that is a blessing.
Yeah, that's that for map number 1. Both of these teams, they're going to take a little bit of a breather, just like we are. We're going to get ourselves a drink of water. We're going to get ourselves prepped up and ready. And you should as well back at home, ladies and gentlemen, by getting yourself a can of Red Bull by scanning that QR code that's going to be showing down below in a couple of more seconds. And that's also when we do head on down over to the BRB screen. But for now, we're going to be taking a short break, and we'll be back with you real shortly with the Intel Presents the Esports TEC Challenger Series, powered by Cosmic Byte in association with Red Bull. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by Cosmic Byte in association with Red Bull. We're back on the hot seat once again. And after a little bit of a break, after a little bit of time to recollect ourselves, we think back to what happened in game number 1 as we do head on over to the map video screen for a quick recap. The thing is, this 13 and 11 scoreline was pretty much a massive heartbreaking loss for all the members of Enigma, as they had everything under the ropes, but due to a couple of mistakes here and there, and also not being able to perform from the side of Rexy, it just dropped the ball in a way that you really didn't think would have happened, especially when you consider a player like Rexy leading the charge for all of the different engagements. We know how beautiful Rexy can be when he is on his Cypher, but on the map of Split, he was just not having a good day. He was missing shots, he were getting shot from multiple different angles, all of the utility just being thrown on top of him, and when a player gets shut down this heavily, it affects his morale, it affects his capability to aim at the highest level. And Rexy, he was just shaking to the core, he was not able to recover from it. But now that they're on the map of Mine, hopefully, let's say, it's going to be a lot more different, because the map of Mind, yes, for Alter Ego, it's one of their strongest maps, but for Enigma, the fact that they did pick it up could give them that edge that they need. But without a Sentinel player here, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, Enigma, they're opting to go for no Sentinels, and I'm really nervous about this. Again, a double
It's
duelist.
good, but
It's good, but I feel like it's a little bit untested, and they definitely need something like a Killjoy or a Cypher. They're like, for holding onto the sides, for holding onto the flanks, and they are on the attack first, so it's much better to maybe dedicate a piece of utility on watching that flank or watching that angle that you're not really checking than just an entire body to it, because you might not just lose a player, there's just a lot more risk involved in that process. Meanwhile, the side of Alter Ego, they're going to be going for the double initiator lineup. They're going to have one controller, it's going to be Julio on the Astra, we're going to have Delb on the Raze, a pretty good agent on the map of Bind, and Nats is going to be on the Cypher. Meanwhile, Enigma, the
Select
double
your
controller
agent.
lineup we were talking about, it's going to be RVK on the Viper Antidote on the Astra, Rexy on the Sova, Hika locking in that Raze, and Raw Fuel on the Jet. So it's I don't know if this is the strat. I mean, we did say that going into the map of Bind, it was a bit of a risky move, because we know Alter Ego, they are so good on that, and they stand to be such more of a threat on the map of Bind because they have a lot of experience on it. But again, is this the strat they had in mind? Is this the risk that they're gonna take with this double initiator, the double duelist, double controller lineup? Is it worth it now that they're one down on a best of 3? I don't really know, but again, the only way to find out is going through to the matchup, and we're going to be bringing you the match as soon as possible. But I want to know your thoughts, Aggressive. Do you think that this is a good option to go through with?
it's not going to be as simple, I would say. Personally, right off the get-go, the double controller setup, yeah, it's good, it's strong, but against a double initiator, which is pretty much there to counter a double controller setup, it's gonna get a lot more difficult as well. Why do I say that the double initiator is a strong counter for a double controller? Primarily because you are there to control the fight, you're there to stop an engagement from happening, but what does double initiator do? It also controls the engagement, but in such a way that you gain some information out of it as well. So even if you invest the utility, you gain a little bit of info, and then you can go in for a push according to the other infos that you have already gotten, and then just put one piece of utility, let's say one flash, to get a basic general idea, feel out a site, and then go in for a fast execution rush with the duelist that you do have on your side. But the thing with Alter Ego is that I know what they're capable of when they're using these double initiator compositions. You have not seen it, but I have. And oh my god, are they scary when they are on the roll. Especially a player like Delb, who can run amok on a site in a couple of seconds if you allow him to do so. And you have seen what Preston is capable of on this guy.
Oh, yes.
Now that he has his buddy Kush as well to give him that extra little bit of a nudge and a push with his own utility, it's just gonna get even more harder for them to take a control of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Kush as well on the Sova is really good to look at, and really a motivation to watch Sova players like that so aggressively frag out Delb. Interesting crosshair. I'm gonna just say looks like to be a little bit play on the dot crosshair, but oh, oh, Hika. One shot to the body with the sheriff. That is something you do not want to see happen. Antidote gonna be taking a lot of fire as he's trying to push into that A short. He's gonna be paying the ultimate price in the form of death as Julio takes him down. Another follow-up frag coming on as RBK falls. Rafiel with their own trades, concussions from the Astro to slow down this push, and enough time is bought for the rotations to come in, but the players of Enigma, they're already in the side. 3 versus 4 scenario, but they're aggressive. It's gonna be dealt with the opening frag onto Rafiel on the retake. Heals do come in, but Rexy. Oh, okay. What is happening here? Hika and Rexy finding a couple of quick frags, but here's the flank. No Sentinel to look after this, and it's gonna be Kush getting the frag onto Hika. 1 versus 2, all onto Rexy. He might just find this opening onto Kush because he's in such an open position. Spots him, gets that shot. 56 HP, and he's gonna be teleporting to the B side. He doesn't want to take this. This is already entertaining enough. This is the first pistol round. Has a drone as well. He can just go for the drone just after the plan.
Right here.
Full on reset.
Oh, gets spotted. Preston.
Blinded.
Flash coming in. Oh, he's
it is.
completely blinded. That was a close one, but it's gonna be the side of Alter Ego winning it out. 1-0, and again, they're gonna have the economic advantage in the next one. Not gonna lie, Enigma, good attempt. But
What I like to see.
here comes the lack of the Sentinels. Nobody was on that flank. Nobody was really, able to watch out for what's happening behind them. But again, they do have a double duelist, so they should try and focus a little bit more on moving forward, playing on aggression instead of, watching behind them.
That was a rough one for them, that's for sure, but for now at least, I guess it's fine. Because, first of all, piss around. Heartbreaking loss, yes, but is it a big one? Not really. You know how I feel about the pistol rounds. I'm like, yeah, you won out on the pistol, what do you freaking do, but...
What?
How? Wait, what?
Hello?
Riot?
Heal up, squad.
What just happened?
Was that fall damage? Wait a second, he
I
spawn.
You have fall damage in bind? What? Hell, I am. Oh, okay. We're gonna go on with the round regardless. And Hika with a nice shot on the Del. It's a 2 versus 4. And low HP on Preston, but still very, very much difficult for the sort of Enigma to pull things through. I'm trying to focus on where is that Cypher cam?
Screen down.
My god, is that even allowed? I have no idea, but RVK will destroy that regardless. And I mean, this is just a major confusion. Look at where Hika is. What is this round aggressive?
This round is a lot of confusing things happening all together. Coach is gonna be able to take a lot of control, but still, hey, Hika's still alive. Maybe he's gonna be able to clutch it out. Give his buddy Antidote another fighting chance. Be like, hey, you died out to a random thing that happened because of Riot, but it's alright. Don't really worry about that one just yet. Moving on down the line though from here, Hika, he has the proper control.
10 seconds left.
He knows what's up. He knows he's around the corner, but still Kush uses the speed of the gravity well to his own advantage. Swings out, takes the fight, takes the engagement, and takes it all out as well. And we're gonna be
careful.
We're gonna be getting down to a pause because, yeah, we're gonna be pausing this one really quick to see what's exactly up with Antidote because a person should never die like that.
I was not
soon as
paying
they
attention.
spawn.
I'm gonna be honest. I was not paying attention to the screen, and I look at fall. Like what? I don't know how that works, but oh god, someone has some explaining to do here. But what? I don't know what's happening. I'm completely in utter confusion right now.
It's a Rito moment. It
Yeah.
happens. But on this 2-0 scoreline, yeah, it was an eco round, so I would say no harm, no foul. If this was a gun round and Anti had this issue,
Oh,
then
he'd be
yeah,
furious.
he would be furious.
He'd be furious. Well, I guess did he even have the chance to go for a buy or something? I'm unsure, but regardless, I guess we're gonna have a pause coming on from our side to actually figure out what happened there and come to a decision on what we are gonna be doing about that. But We already have a couple of rounds under our belt, under two with the second map, and already we have sort of set a tone to this matchup. And it's already proving a little bit difficult for Enigma. They have the firepower to rush in, the Jet and the Raze, a pretty good combo. They have an Initiator to work with as well. And the double controllers are going to be really useful in the post plans. But again, the lack of Sentinel is causing some harm in watching the flanks and watching avenues where they aren't really keeping their attention on. And I believe the side of Alter Ego realized that and are exploiting it for at least for the last couple of rounds that happened. So I mean, how do the side of Enigma sort of counter this without having one entire agent or one entire player looking after those angles?
The thing that they really need to do, first of all, right now, is to establish a level of control. And as soon as they establish that control, you need to leave the Viper to its own devices. RVK needs to just be there on that flank, be there on that lurk, and he needs to be that Sentinel player that they need them to be. That's one of the problems with picking up a Viper on the map of Wine. Unless you start on the defensive side, the Viper is not really going to be able to do much. The Viper needs to be either very aggressive, very active in the way that she approaches sidelines, for example, throwing down throwing down the Toxin Tree and then throwing down the Toxin Cloud, and then just rushing forward, picking it up, recycling it, and placing it on multiple different avenues for a site entry. For other cases, Viper is mainly used as a pseudo sentinel, like just how Sage is like a pseudo duelist slash sentinel. Viper is like a controller slash sentinel agent. You can play both different playstyles, but playing Viper as a sentinel is a lot more difficult as you're playing purely based upon sound, and you're putting yourself on the line to try and hold down a different sideline. All the members of Alter Ego, they know how to counteract this Viper playstyle very well, seemingly, because they know for a fact that the Viper needs to make a choice. And if they force them to choose, either go in for a site entry or you need to hold. And it all really does chalk down to the first initial kill. Enigma, they need to be so careful that they do not give away the first kill. If they do, RVK is going to get his hand forced, and he needs to go in for a push. He cannot play it slow now, can he? Otherwise, his team are going to be rushing into a site on a 3 versus 5 situation. They don't know how many players are inside of the site even. So that first initial pickup, that first initial push is where RVK needs to just play it slow, play it steady, allow his teammates to go in for an entry, and as soon as the site entry is done, that's their job. That's his job done. He doesn't need to do anything for the site anymore. He just needs to wait. He just needs to chill. Wait on the flank. He has his lineups. He has his snake bites to make it all happen and make it all work for the postman positioning. It's a very basic idea, yes. But sometimes in these type of situations, especially when your opponents are this aggressive, the basics are the thing that gives you a win here. And hopefully RVK, he realizes this, switches up the playstyle, and Enigma, they're going to be able to come on back in this Byron with just a snap of a finger.
Yeah, it's going to be proving a lot more difficult overall if they want to continue with the strategy, but hopefully they're going to be able to improvise in time and figure out what to do, and especially with that Viper as well, RVK needs to make sure he fulfills those responsibilities. But for now, I guess we are going to be replaying that second round, and with that being said, I mean, again, we don't really know what happened there, but whatever that was, it's sort of
the map apparently.
it was not sort of fair for the side of Enigma to lose one player immediately. So with that being said, we are going to be replaying the second round. The economies and everything, the weapons have been reset for the side of both teams, Alter Ego and Enigma. So they're going to be replaying it like it was originally intended, and with 5 men this time for the side of Enigma. And looks like they're going to be trying to rush into this A site, which is being held so far by Nats. But oh, RVK lurking down showers. Nobody was really watching that for the side of Alter Ego. And one Spectre will be picked up by the side of RVK. And oh, he can get a couple of frags, get one onto the Preston. But Kush though, with a couple of trades of his own. 3 versus scenario. And it's going to be 3 Sheriffs against 3 Spectres. But look at this push from Antidote. Luckily, Julio was holding that. Kush with the triple kill, and Julio finishing things off as well. A quick side take from Enigma, but a better side take from the side of Alter Ego. Really well played, and 2-0. It's going to be the scoreline.
Another smart play that happened here already was the fact that they got the spike plan down. In the last round itself, they did not get the spike plan, so they were running on very little money in general. They took down 2 people, they got the spike plan down. A very successful eco, I would say. Bare minimum success, of course, but still a good success nonetheless. You gotta celebrate the small victories here, especially on Bind, because this map has a tendency of snowballing out of control. It plays out similarly to the map of Split, but it's a lot more better because Split, Too many angles to cover. On Bind, not really a lot of different angles, it's just a lot more about the executions. And Enigma, they're really good and really potent when it comes down to their execution-heavy strategies. They should be able to get something done. But Rafael, it's caught off guard a little. Good swing from Nats to get that info. Doesn't get a kill though, but with that tag and with that little bit of positioning, should give him an edge.
Oh no. Hika barely lives. Push does come in from Preston, but Hika, does he know? I don't think he knows.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know, and Del. Oh, the spam's coming in. The peek comes in from Preston, and he's gonna punish Hika for that aggression. Doesn't even lose much HP in that. But Nats in the meantime brought down to 12 HP and two players right on the left side of him. In showers, pushing in immediately. The Cypher cages will buy him some time, and the execution comes in, but RBK from short is the one to take him down. And the execution on the A side is going to be successful. Rafael aggressing behind the smokes on the backside, getting one more onto Del. Here comes Hunter's Fury though from the side of Kush. It's a little bit late, but does some damage. Antidote though gets one more onto Julio. 2 versus 4 scenario, and looks like it's going to be the side of Enigma with their first round. They have the better weapons, they have the man count, and every advantage they want.
One down.
A little bit less now, considering Preston just took down Antidote, and he's going to be using the Seeker to gather some information. Doesn't catch Rexy though, and he's going to be peeking out just in time to take down both players. Good communication from Seven Enigma. You know, I believe Rafael destroying that Seeker in time so that Rexy can remain hidden, and Rexy popping out of the shadows on top of the bench to get those 2 frags. 2-1's going to be the scoreline. Enigma, it's going to get a little bit more exciting now that Alter Ego can go for a bit of their own buy, but it's still anybody's game right now, aggressive.
From both sides, you can already see that it's all about the adaptations once again. One round takes a win, and immediately switch it up, and the other round's going to be able to bring it all back. Slow and steady wins the race here for both of these teams. They cannot show their hand completely. Otherwise, someone's going to activate their trap card, and one person's going to fall into that. We don't know which team is going to be there just yet. Because all the members of Enigma, they're making a slow push down forward to see what they can find. Angel is going to be giving away a good amount of utility and a good amount of information as well. But Hika now, what does he have left? 2 satchels? He has nothing more to his name to try and give something to the side take. It's all up to his teammates. If his teammates are able to find some value here, they have it all under control.
Oh, through the smoke, Nats gets one onto RBK, but the side execution comes in from Showers. Good camera from Nats, will be spotting out the jet in the backside. Julio gets one. Nats, they all defend this side so well. The rotation is quick, and good side defense coming out from Julio and Nats. The utility was good. Their positioning, they held out long enough for the rotation to come in, and after that, it was all just plain and simple gunfights. A good round from them to extend their lead, 3-1. And that's gonna push Enigma back to an eco, and they're gonna be coming in with a tactical timeout. A good decision, but again, I mean, maybe go for the timeout when you have a buy. I'm not sure, but let's just see what they have to come up with, because the next round they are definitely gonna have to pull out an eco. And they're definitely not going to have the better weapons compared to the side of Alter Ego. So they should come up with a game plan immediately on how to recover that money, how to recover their momentum. Because again, as you said, snowball effects are going to be playing a big factor in this matchup, aggressive. And they definitely want to stop this before it gets out of hand. Because Alter Ego, they're looking really good. They're looking really confident, and their defense is looking very solid. Maybe an attack, they might do a lot more damage. And considering that they have to duelist Enigma, attack should be a little bit more easier for them, but they're seeming to have a lot of trouble.
It's gonna be a problematic matter for them in general. It's a 3-on-1, and now that they don't have the buys as well, Rexy possibly just gave them all a little bit of a thrashing. Told them that what just happened in that last round, you were rushing in together through a smoke, mind you, when one of our players just died. We can't go in for that fight anymore. We needed to take this a lot more slower, but with the clock ticking on down as well, this control-based playstyle is just not going to be working out for them. They need to take a lot more initiative, and they need to try and put the pedal to the metal trying to go in for a fight. But Nats, he's already putting on the brakes. With Anti getting a beautiful one-tap on towards the face of Del.
Ooh, but look at this positioning from the 2 players though, the defenders. Coming in from behind. Kush comes in and gets a frag. He does get one before being taken down on Preston. Julio.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
gets taken down by Raw Fuel, and they have control established of
What?
site A. I need another
This
look
was
at
a
that.
split take?
I need another look at that. I need to watch the replays on that. Because, I mean, that was such a fast execution coming out of Raw Fuel. He just got out of U-Haul after taking one frag. I don't know how the hell he was able to manage that second shot, but still, it's enough to bring this to a 3-2 scoreline. It's still in favor of Alter Ego, but things are going to be a little bit more spicy considering the economies are a bit more balanced and both sides have their hands on some rifles. So it's this is the one that's really going to decide the rest of the flow of the game. This is where either the side of Alter Ego start to extend and go away with the lead, but this could also be the opportunity for Enigma to try and stop this unstoppable force that is Alter Ego, but not as easy as it seems, as Nats using the Cypher ultimate to figure out the positions of the players and he immediately get 2 frags. Raw Fuel and Rexy taken down. All onto RVK, Antidote, and Hika. They're still stuck outside A aggressive, and I guess they're gonna try and go back to the side of A by cutting off noise, but I guess RVK is trying to sell a fake over here.
Got him.
Delb easily gets one more kill for himself on towards the face of Enigma. One more player down, and Anti. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. What does he do here? Slow creeping his way up, but this creep is not gonna help him that much. Both of them are there, but the
Oh,
crossfires
this
are already
crossfire.
set. They hear the footsteps. They're gonna try and walk straight in. But Julio,
enemy
he's on the better
remaining.
angles position. Nats is gonna be good for
down,
1 kill.
30
And he's looking for his
seconds
final shot, but he's not gonna be able to get it. Instead, it's gonna be Preston with the immediate swing up and a bullet with Antidote's name written on it. 2 and 4 on the scorecards. And just as you were stating here, Kirito, that it's either go big or go home. If Alter Ego, they take this round for themselves, they have the advantage once again. Enigma, they're not going to be able to go in for proper buys, and that's exactly what's happening here. All their members, they're being forced onto pretty rough buys on their own. 2 players are picking up the Vandals because they're still going to have enough money to go in for a proper buy in the following round, even if they invest here. And this one Vandal, if they're able to cycle it through all of their players properly, should be able to give them the round win as well. Highest possibility of a round win coming on down through, as well as them being able to save out their economy as well. Smart plays from all the members of Enigma.
Alter Ego. I'm loving this defensive side from them. The way they play with the utilities. I sort of took them for having a lot of mindless aggression, but they are showing some really good strategic prowess
That is their alter
on the
ego.
defensive sides. Yeah, but Alter Ego not gonna be strong for too long as Hika gets a frag. Another follow-up did happen there. Nats and Delb taken down from the set of Alter Ego. It's all onto the 3 players remaining in a 4 versus 3 scenario. Looks like it's gonna be an A hit considering the players are pushing in from Enigma. Julio! Readjustment is
player
insane,
standing.
but not enough. Antidote gets one more onto him. The trades do come in. Raw Fuel as well with the blades. They're able to take control of the site A, but oh my god. That
Just
was
made them meet their maker. Oh my god.
that was insane. Kush, the only one remaining for Alter Ego. He's going to be sending that drone out to gather some information. Scout out the path before he's going to be taking it himself. Doesn't really get much, but this spike plant position and the post pan from Enigma is looking so good. They're both in heaven, but this recon, oh, does it spot both of them? I don't really know. I think it did, but there's...
Enemy remaining.
Oh, Kush with the first frag. He doesn't know there's a second player. The gravitational wells are gonna come in and they're going for the peak. Oh, if only that recon was a second longer. If he knew both players were there, maybe something could have happened, but not now. It's gonna be still in favor of Alter Ego, but Enigma, they're hot on their tails. This series has barely begun. It's already way too close for us to call.
It's gonna be a difficult one indeed, but for now at least, Alter Ego, they can just try and mentally reset themselves. One more round for them to win out on. They still have enough to go in for a bite, but if they lose here, it's done. For them, they can no longer go in for buys. For Enigma, they still have enough to keep the ball rolling on their court.
Deploying
No,
drone.
my god, Alter Ego, they just keep on going for the fights and they give like no two damns of how these engagements are going to be going in for it. Look at the map,
Oh,
they're pushing.
Nats.
Who's the defenders? Who's the attackers anymore? But Raw Fuel, he's trying to put a damper on those plans. He's trying to make sure that the fine
One
lines
enemy
between
remaining.
both of these side
Spike
lines
down. Attacker
are
spawn.
going to work out. But
Ooh,
Raw
raw
Fuel, he's the last hope for Enigma. He's the last hope to try and bring this one back for their side. But it's not looking that good now, is it? All the members of Enigma, they're all banking their bets on towards Raw Fuel, but he's good. He really is,
He's
but
feeling it.
is he good enough to
Yeah.
take down 3 players?
We'll find out right now. Oh, the smoke. He's given his position away. Noise has been made. Everyone, the players from Alter Ego are aware of his presence. Flash comes in. They're going for the big. He spots out all the players. I believe you should know
Blocking
where
sight.
2 of the 3 players are. Sends one smoke flying on the right side. Cypher Cage is blocking his path. This is still a very intense
30
situation
seconds
because
left.
Rawfield is definitely feeling the aim, but walks into Preston. Not enough from him to win this round out. Still a decent attempt, gets a couple of frags, does a little bit of damage onto the economy of the side of Alter Ego. That will definitely be affecting them because some half armors are being bought, and whatever advantage they can get now, Enigma, they'll take it. They are on an eco now, so they're gonna have to try and go for these risky plays. Again, Rawfuel is gonna be going for a Hero Vandal, the only rifle for his team. And I mean, I would give it to him. If he has the money, if he has enough to save, go for it, my man, because he's feeling his aim right now. And sometimes one insane play from one of your players is all it takes to reset that momentum and get the confidence flowing in your favor. But again, confidence, man. It's like the middle name of Alter Ego. Look at how far Preston's pushed up.
Ooh, an antidote. Beautiful one tap from his end, but still, that's one tap. Is not gonna be able to give you that much now, is it? Not just yet, anyways. Oh my god, they should have spotted out the shoulder! They
Kush.
shout on it, but Kush just
Saves.
saves his life.
I think this is the second time Kush has actually gotten a frag from behind, from being behind Del. Like, I don't know, like being some sort of personal body shield or something. But look at this. A control is, I guess, sort of established for the side of Enigma, but they only have 2 players left, and one of them are on a sheriff. They can try and get the spike down. There is a Hunter Spree available for the side of Alter Ego, though, so that's something they need to worry about. And Julio, oh, the reads from him. Hunter Spree is going to be coming in. Rexy running right into it, and he will be taken down.
30 seconds left. Spike
All
down.
onto
A.
RVK. What can he do?
Revealing area.
Recon's going to spot him out as well. Oh, or not?
It's about a slow, methodical
Right
approach. There's not much that RBK can do here. Not against 4 angry players, sorry. He can spot out one, but immediately, as soon as he spots them out, he's already done and dusted.
10
One player on the
seconds
flag.
left.
He's giving away the
Don't
guns.
do it,
Give
Julio.
away both of the guns.
Don't do
RBK
it.
is like, yep, you giving me the guns? Come on, give it to me. Take the teleporter here, RBK. Go inside of the teleporter.
No.
They're gonna give you a couple of more guns, but gosh! He's playing a different game out here. He's not playing Valorant. He's playing a game that starts with the name of O. But for now, at least, hey, the
have
bow
no
and
idea
arrow.
I know idea what you're referencing there, but I mean, as the Sova says, sometimes the bow and arrow is better than the gun, and in that case, then why not go for it? He's gonna get the shock dart kill. I mean, do shock dart frags actually give you like extra money or something? Because it's a utility frag. I mean,
Style points.
style. I mean, yeah, style points will definitely be enough for the side of Alter Ego, and right now they're definitely styling on Enigma. Some more styling will be recovered though, because Enigma, they're back on a buy, and to deny them even further from getting this lead or equalization, they're gonna have to keep beating them. They're gonna have to keep denying them on their buy rounds, on the rounds that they're the most equipped. Again, a couple of ultimates available for both sides. Both Cosmic Divides on both Astras are online. Natso doesn't push, but does push. Regardless, gets a frag. Neural Theft is going to be used up. And he's going to even set up a pretty good defense. Now, Pika's position is revealed because of that Neural Theft, and he's going to be taken down. A couple of frags already in favor of the side of Alter Ego. They do lose one player, Delb. He's the only duelist for his team, and he's not really having a good day so far. Still, it's all good. Teammates are going to be there for him.
Difficulties all around, but for Enigma, Even these difficult situations can chalk up to be something incredible if they are able to find some form of value.
Ooh.
Preston, he has such a good
Do you
off
go
angle.
for
He
it?
knows.
Oh, he doesn't
Kush!
need him.
30 seconds left.
Come on, Kush. You don't give the man like that. Like, he had the best angle. He had the best opportunity. He could have spoken into the ear of Raw saying it's free real estate, but he couldn't.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
Nats push through the Viper wall, gets one.
Screen down.
God, the balls on that man. He's gonna be able to get one, but time is ticking away. RBK gets one more, needs to go for the spike plant, and Alter Ego let him have it. They're gonna be playing this really smartly, but now Viper Spit coming out, so might go in their favor. Oh, he's gonna step out of this. They don't know where he is. They don't know where he is. Oh, gets one. No way,
He
RBK.
wins. He wins. He wins. I'm calling it. He wins. There's no way.
Oh, what are you gonna do, Kush? He's gonna find the only bit of cover he can, but oh, RBK, does he know? He knows, but misses him barely. But oh,
I told you.
he's gonna. Oh, that was interesting. That was a suspenseful moment for the game, but he's gonna be pushing out of the Viper Spit at the wrong time, at the wrong place, and that's gonna give Enigma one more round in their favor. Again, 6-4, still very close, aggressive. It might not be like a 5-5 or a 4 or a 6-6 scoreline just yet, but it's definitely heading that direction. Now, this is gonna be the side of Alter Ego under pressure because their economy is not looking good.
Rough. It really is. Because now the side of Alter Ego, they need to go in for a choice buy. And they have chosen to go in for the Force. They're not going to save these guns. And neither should they. Because if they go in for a save round here, when 4 of their members still have enough to go in for proper buys, it's not really going to help them, but they'll... Wow. Okay. Going in for 2 possible headshots is going to help them for sure there. Good plays, good shots, good coordination. That's all that they need to bring it all back down onto their own court. And for Kush, it's his turn to find one more. But he scratched his forehead. No,
One
he
enemy
scratched
remaining.
his forehead, man. But Del's going in
4K.
for an ace. He's looking for more. Come on, Del. He wants it so bad.
where it is.
Swing out. Swing out,
doesn't-
take the fight. But RBK is not going to give it to him. It's not going to happen. It's RBK we're talking about. It's just on that different level.
God. Delv wanted it so bad. I mean, he didn't have the best of games still whenever he has to go for the frags. He fragged out. I mean, 4 of the 7 frags he has are from this round. So this might be the boost he needs for the rest of the game to keep on fighting, to keep on playing that race to
30
its full
seconds left.
potential. And if Del starts chiming in with the rest of the side of Alter Ego, for the rest of the side of AE,
Oh,
it might spell trouble. Oh, he misses the ace just barely, but Nats is there. Nats is kind of pissed as well. Why didn't you let my friend have
Last
that
round
ace, man?
before the switch.
hey, RBK, he's the ace stealer.
He's the ace
He's never-
stealer.
Hey, I have seen a lot of aces being stolen by RBK.
Oh.
So, a lot of his teammates and even Raw Field's gonna be really mad at him for that. But at the very end of the day, it's
remember
all
that
about-
one time? I believe we casted a tournament. I'm not sure which one it is, but one of the players were on for an ace, and the remaining player was a killjoy, and the killjoy was like, nah. He just
Oh,
threw a
yeah.
he just threw a swarm nade at his own feet. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you have this.
I think it was RBK actually.
Oh god, imagine if it was. But that was something regardless. But look at this though.
Okay.
Alter Ego
Spike down
aggression,
A.
reading this positioning from Enigma. They establish control right outside the shower and bring this to a 4 versus 3 immediately. There is a player coming down from the A short though, trying to enter into the shower. It is the Viper RVK, but his position is being read. Sorry, Hunter Spirit comes in and Kush will take care of him.
Spike down
Julio
A.
gets one more onto Antidote. It's all onto Hika. Position revealed by that recon. 2 players still inside the teleporter, and Kush. Double peaks come in as we end the first half. God, this match aggressive.
Switching sides.
Alter Ego are looking so confident on the defense. I mean, aren't they defending at this point? They're just pushing through like they're attacking.
Hey, that's what they're here for. They're now on the attacking side. They can finally play the place where they really want to be at. And there's a reason why this is one of the strongest maps off the side of Alter Ego. That 73% win rate that they do have, you can see it right here in their game plan and their own game sense. They're getting so much out of this as well. And Raw Fuel, he's trying to go in for that off angle, does find the glitch. He is going to be the one to get himself up on top. This angle should give them a pretty good advantage and a pretty good hold if all the members of the side of Alter Ego try to go in for this engagement. But the thing is, now Raw Fuel cannot make any form of sound whatsoever because one little bit of a mistake here is going to cost him multiple different lives. And Raw Fuel, he's just going to wait. He's going to play purely off of Rexy. And Rexy, you better set up your buddy. Because if we are not able to set him up properly, all of the plans that you just made are gonna fall apart. This pistol round relies... Like, this pistol round is probably the most important round in this entire game. This is the penultimate round. One mistake, if they lose out on this pistol, they can kiss their chances of sending us down over into map number 3 goodbye.
So much pressure. How do you handle this at this point? I mean...
They're esports athletes. That's the part of their
they
contract.
are, and
Enemy tag.
Kush, he's just standing there.
They just having Vietnam flashbacks, brother.
He's just like, sees the drone and like, oh my god, no. Not
The Vietnam
now.
flashbacks.
Not now. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Enigma don't know that he's disconnected, so this is essentially a 4 versus 5 again. But they're going to be pushing in regardless, and they're going to be winning some of these gunfights. The trades do come in, and it's going to be essentially a 1 versus 3, and Enigma are going to be winning out that round. But again, they played a 4 versus 5 Alter Ego. One of their players disconnected, Kush, and I guess a technical pause should be following through right now.
I guess.
I mean, it should be. Enigma do win that first pistol round on the second half, so they have the economy to go for the Spectres. Full armor and Spectres, so I believe an 8-6 is on the card. But, oh, looks like Kush is back. He's back on the move again, running around in the map. And, I mean, do you think that round could have ended differently if Kush was connected? Possibly. Right?
It could have been better because they tried to rush into a site without any form of utility. So, in a way, you know, family emergencies do happen. Sometimes you gotta run on away. Maybe it's your internet, or maybe it's their dog as well. You never really know.
Speaking
But
from
for Hiccup,
experience.
he's not gonna be the one
Ooh.
to give up on any of that engagement. Does find that first initial kill, gives them the tiny little bit of an edge that they needed to bring this one back. But he needs to run away. He needs to save himself for another rainy day here because all the members of Alter Ego, they're trying to rush down over towards this B side, and RBK could be on the receiving end of a lot of damage, but he does find the kill regardless because of the better gun. But yo, that swing was absolutely deadly.
Oh, Julio gets one more. Hika was low, by the way, remind you. He got dinked early on while having that engagement in hookah. So this is essentially a 3 versus 3, and the side of Alter Ego, they pick up a couple of Spectres. They have the Sky as well. Preston, he's on full HP and will be able to heal up his teammates. Now Kush as well joining them on trying to keep the spike going.
Scanning ahead.
Rexy using that recon to spot out anybody inside. Knows that there's nobody there right now, so he should have an idea on where the players are in the post plant. Kush has both shock darts, so do a lot of damage to keep this spike going. But Rexy's gonna be sticking it. Raw Fuel though pushes in and gets the half defuse down. Kush gets one with the shock darts and one with the pistol. The ping should be coming in. Go for it.
Scanning ahead.
He's gonna be sending a recon flying instead. And the pick. Oh, what is happening? Does he have time? Does he have time? No, he doesn't.
What just happened?
Question. Did he dink him twice for the classic?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that the first dig hit through the wall. That's why that happened.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. But I mean, I guess he won the round, so. God, dude, this match, I just can't right now. God.
That was a thrifty. That
was a big thrifty indeed. Good pistol plays coming out, and I mean, good push into the B side again from B Long, using those classics. Oh my god. Okay. RBK. It's so unfortunate that he doesn't get a frag out of those though. And he could possibly die here, but he's playing behind the smoke. As the push comes in, Del just gonna let them walk in.
RBK?
He's just gonna let them walk in. The Sova is a free frag. Can he get one more? But Preston's there from behind as well. The assassin gets assassinated aggressive. It's a 4 versus 3 scenario. There is still a couple of players in hookah for Enigma. But they're all on pistols.
They're not gonna be able to do this.
There's no way they win this. I mean, unless, of course, the side of Alter Ego decide to just push in and give them guns. And I guess they realize maybe going in for those frags is not the best idea. They're going to be staying inside.
They're just gonna wait, they're just gonna chill. No one's going in for a push. They are giving the side of Enigma so much more respect, and that's what I'd like to see here. Especially when you consider two of their players being very low on HP. It's all about the slow, methodical pushes. Rexy, he's just looking for kills now. He's just trying to see as much damage as he possibly can do. Maybe steal himself a gun as well in the process. Shotgun's gonna be reigning supreme. That's good for one. But Nats, he's gonna be able to shut down two more. Antidote's gonna be the one to take down Delve on the sidelines, but that's just one kill. That's all that he's gonna be able to get. And Anti, he knows he needs to die to the spike. He cannot die to the players just yet. He needs the weaponry. He needs the economy as well to work with here. And on this 10-5 scoreline, things are just falling apart for Enigma slowly but surely. Double digits have already been reached, and Alter Ego, they're setting the pace for this entire matchup. But for now, at least, things are just gonna get a lot more difficult. Considering how Enigma are playing here, they're putting up so many of these rounds over to just chance. They have a Viper on their arsenal, but the Viper is not able to use her own utility in proper conjunction with all of the utility being placed by Antidote to try and stop a lot of these holes. The fact that Alter Ego are constantly using their own utility to bait out even further utility from Enigma is what's incredible to me. The thing with Enigma's composition is that if you're able to steal away their utility, if you're able to force them to use as much as they possibly can here, then you're just dead. Both of the initiators, they're using their own utility, yes, to gain a little bit of information and force Enigma to use theirs, but their utility can come back.
Delb getting that frag onto Antidote, and that's one controller down. Again, they still have RVK to play off of. But Nats pushing in, getting one more trophy, using the neural tap. Push comes in from Rexy, but the ultimate has been used. They know where the players are. And they are at a managed advantage as Julio gets one more onto RVK, but Rexy, he gets dinked. I believe Delb thought, okay, that frag is gotten. I'm gonna look away to the other side because that has happened to me before.
One enemy remaining.
But he's gonna be giving the ever curse of the Phantom of a 140 headshot. Thankfully, his teammates are gonna be there to confirm that frag, and it's all on Hika. Again, I mean, it's not the best of day for the Razes today. Both Delb and Hika, they are down compared to their other teammates. Again, Delv has had a little bit more success, and as the last frag suggests, Hika not having a good time, and Alter Ego, they are one away from match point, one away from being at a state where pretty much they're guaranteeing their victory. But again, Enigma, this is a save round. I believe this is a save round. They can go for half buys if they want, but it looks like they are gonna go for a save, and it's a risky one now because you're essentially, unless you win this rift, you're giving away the match point for free, aren't you? So basically, we're already at a 12-5 score, unless something miraculous happens for side of Enigma. But let's see if that's gonna be happening, dude. This is way too empty.
Both of these sides, they're at each other's throats. Rexy's not going to be able to find that first initial kill. That's going to hurt him. It's going to be Nats being able to be the one to find that first initial engagement. All of the utility being thrown out. Del throwing out a satchel as well, but Coach with the shock darts with an immediate backup for the Seekers is going to be the thing that takes down one more. Two players have already fallen. One by one, they're just dropping like flies. One more kill for the side of Preston. Good headshot from him, but he does get tagged down only 49 HP. RVD on the back end. He's only holding with the Sheriff, but the Sheriff's not going to be able to save the Song of Death, not just today. Because Nats and Del, they have their phone numbers, calls them up, takes them back home in a couple of seconds. And match point is now on the cards for the side of Alter Ego as well. It's a 12-5 scoreline here, Kirito. It's happening. And I'm very sure that Enigma, they're readying their tickets down towards the lower brackets. That's not where they want to go to, but
Enigma, let's not count them out just yet.
It's a 12-5 scoreline,
I know.
man.
Oh, okay, listen. I know, but they've got to buy. You never know. I'm just saying, come on, you can't give up 100% right now. Even the players of Enigma, I believe they're just, through their headphones, they're like, okay, guys, we still have a chance. And it's stupid. I know it's kind of stupid of me to assume this, but again, I want to sort of root for them and see this through to the next map, but it's difficult. But Rawfield finds an opener onto Nats, and that's a big frag. Nats has been phenomenal for the side of Alter Ego. RBK Viper spit onto Showers, and he's going to be pushing through it. Will Kush be taken down? He will. But there are more players coming in as Preston gets the trade. 4 versus 3 scenario. Enigma still have an advantage. But they have a couple of ultimates to play with. They're not going to be pushing through to the A side just yet. And they're going to be falling back. They have 2 really big ultimates to play the post plants with. But same can be said for the side of Enigma. Hunter's free to deny the post plant. And Antidote on Cosmic Divide to sort of play on the retakes.
Right there.
Rafael can go for the Blaze Storms if he wants, but he still has an operator and he's feeling really snappy with it. Julio opting to use his Cosmic Divide to do the entry, and looks like the side execution is going to be happening, but Hika outside of Shower near the bench position. Here comes the Showstopper, gets a frag, but the trade isn't there. The Showstopper misses and they're going to be isolating them, but Rexy to the rescue. Pushing through the wall and getting 2 frags for himself. God, it's still not over aggressive. 12-6, I mean, again, Enigma. They are going to be pushing the side of Alter Ego a little bit further from a comfortable state economy-wise, but they can still go for the buy, so it's still in the danger zone for them. But let's see if they can get some more.
It's gonna be difficult, but if anyone can do it,
Said my teacher before the exam when I asked him if I can get a good grade.
Pulling them in.
hey.
Covering.
We all are like this about the exams.
I'm
but
gonna fail.
what you are not gonna fail today is us here on the Caster's Desk, because you're here with me. You're having a little bit of fun. So even if today is your last day alive, even if you get the worst grades and your mom kicks you out of your house, don't worry about it, because you're having
my
fun
last
right
day was
here.
aggressive. Okay. God, no. All good. All good. I had a heck of a match. It's been a really exceptional match, though. Props to both teams. It's been a great game of Valorant from these two.
It's not over just yet, though.
Yeah.
But you can see that both of these teams, they're sizing each other up. Alter Ego, they're a little bit scared because they want to end this, because they know if they are not able to end this quick enough, the side of Enigma just might
do it, don't.
way up.
Don't do it.
Oh,
wait.
no, that's a delve. They take it.
He peeked just wide enough. And it's the B side completely open for the side
I know
of Alter
exactly
Ego.
where you are.
Here comes the neural theft and giving away the information and the positions of the players of Enigma. Antidote trying to push in 4 versus 2. All on to 2 players, RVK and Hika. Top fragger and bottom fragger. What can they do? They're all pushing in together, but this is a good crossfire. Here comes Julio, but the trade's good. Hika and RVK, they tried their best, but it's just not enough. 13-6 is gonna be the scoreline, and God, it was a good match. It was such a close one. Close rounds from either sides, but is it? I mean, what do you think? Is it the agent selection? Is it the lack of the utilities? I believe from the side of Enigma.
Enigma, I think that this is just a mental problem right at the very end. The mentality just wasn't there. They started taking engagements one by one. They were not trying to press their advantages as much as you would have hoped for in comparison to the side of Alter Ego. When Alter Ego, they were consistently going in for pushes together as a squad. Let's say on a 2 versus 1 situation, maybe a 2v2 situation. They were constantly trying to gain information and gain map control. That's what Bind is about most of the time. You need to gain a little bit of map control before you get put down into a clusterphobic situation where you don't even know where you want to turn to. Do you want to take an engagement on towards Lambs? Do you want to take an engagement down towards Showers? Just don't know at all. And heading on down over towards the match highlights, you get a visual representation of exactly what I'm talking about. Because look at the side of Enigma in comparison to Alter Ego. Alter Ego, they are running around the entire map as if they own the place. But for Enigma, can you say the same? They're all stuck on their own safety net positions. They're not taking very aggressive engagements. They're not taking any form of a risk. And I keep on telling you this over and over and over again. Even though you have such a defense-based composition, you cannot ever get complacent in your own positioning. The game of Valorant is all about taking risk. It's all about limit testing. How far can you break the limit? How far can you go beyond it before you finally need to put that final nail in the coffin and be like, this is as far as we can go. For now, at least. And Enigma, did they limit test at all throughout this entire game? Not even once. Really? This was not a compositional problem. This was just a problem from Enigma just not trying to brute force their way forward just a little bit to see how much they can get away with. And for Alter Ego, they were welcoming that. They were hitting nutty shots like this, yes. They were putting their aim on center spotlight, but Enigma, they were playing Valorant in a very safe, coordinated fashion, but Alter Ego, they were forcing them to adapt. They were forcing them to reconsider their slow playstyles. And on multiple different rounds on the side of the defense alone, you saw that happening over and over again. And that's one of the prime reasons why Alter Ego were able to win. They were much more fluid, while Enigma, they were much more stiff in the way that they were taking the engagements. That's what caused them to lose here. It was not the composition. It was good. This is a strong composition. I personally love this comp from Enigma, and I've seen them play it over and over again. But today, they were just playing way too scared. And Alter Ego, they took advantage of that.
Honestly, Alter Ego, I feel like they definitely look at the map in a very different way. Like Bind, I feel like instead of looking at it as a whole map in a general, they sort of keep their eyes on all the different sections, like the places where the ultimate orbs are positioned, where the main entries of the sites are, stuff like that. They take miniature battles. Like it's not just one whole round. They fight all, for control of all around those places and diversifying their strats. Like, look at that aggression. That round where you see two players in that TP from the set of Alter Ego, that was a very aggressive round, a very fast-paced gun round from them. But in the meantime, they usually play really slowly. They want more information before going in. They definitely diversified their playstyle and took risk, as you said. I mean, they figured out, okay, this is working for now. Let's go with this. Okay, now change things up so that Enigma can't read this. Enigma, again, as you said, it's not really the agent composition now that I think about it, but it's more like, okay, we need to change things up, switch things up, not just play aggressively on the gunfights all the time. The gunfights were good, but it needs to be accompanied by some form of a better strategy than this, and it just wasn't there for them in this matchup. And then specifically in this map of Bind, I definitely saw a lot more potent strategy and, improvisation and reads on the game, reads on your opponent on split, honestly, because that's why that map was so close. They were really easily able to read what the side of opposition were doing. Okay, they're lurking, let's hold on to the sites for longer. Okay, they're aggressing, let's use our utilities and take the fight to them. Stuff like that definitely spice up the match a lot more. Didn't happen in the map of Bind, but regardless, let's take a look at the scoreboard before we go into any further discussion. And for the side of Alter Ego, it's the main man Nats with the MVP position. And I mean, he hasn't been fragging well, but his name has definitely been on the highlights because the Cypher plays from this man on both Split and Bind. This guy has played so well off his utility and provided, I mean, so much support for his teammates. They can go for the fights easily. Obviously, Kush, Delb, Edwin King, they're all going for the fights. They all were able to sort of use their utilities to the best as well, but nobody on the same level as Nats. He has the Cypher down to such an extent. Enigma, it wasn't the same from them as well. Hika didn't have a good day, only 18 frags. He didn't really get a chance to use the Ray, to the best potential. Rexy, Raw Fuel, they tried their best as well, but not enough fragging power. They did get some highlight clips, but it just wasn't enough. And RBK on the MVP. He definitely tried, though. I gotta give RBK props. He, in the last two maps, definitely, rose to the challenge, tried to keep his team afloat, but just wasn't enough. And for that, they're gonna have to go to the lower brackets. And as we talked about this, facing a very, very angry, very, very ready Global in the lower bracket round 2.
It's not gonna be an easy fight for them whatsoever. Let's head on down over towards the map recap screen one more time. See the score lines, and in map number 1, we knew for a fact that this was one of Enigma's best maps. That's why they had that 13-11 scoreline. That's why they were able to force all the members of Alter Ego down pretty much into the ditches in a couple of seconds. But when it came down to the map of Bind, I called it, didn't I? Primarily, yes, it was a map pickup from Enigma, but considering their playstyles and considering how aggressive Alter Ego are, the limit testing did not happen. They were prepared for the map, but they were not prepared for the adaptability from the side of Alter Ego. That's what costed them so much over and over again for so many of these rounds. It was a heartbreaking 2-0. And for the side of Enigma, they are going to be going on down over to the lower brackets. This was a learning experience for them. And maybe, just maybe, this will possibly be the main thing that they need to elevate themselves to that next level. Yes, this was a loss, But as you're now going up against the side of global esports, the things that you have learned from Alter Ego and scrimming against them and now facing them in a tournament setting, maybe implement some of these strategies into your own playbook, and you could just be the ones to take out global and finally face off against Alter Ego if they lose out against Action PH, or if they beat them out, possibly heading on down over towards the grand finals as you fight your way down from the lower.
Yeah, the brackets are spicing up, and this tournament is just, I mean, we're still halfway through it, but I mean, the level of excitement, the level of hype is absolutely real. We have some insane matches coming up in the next following days, and we obviously have Action Page taking on Alter Ego, and I've been keeping my eyes on these two since the first rounds of the upper brackets. Their aggression, these two teams, the gunfights, it's gonna be an absolute epic showdown, and then really awesome time to watch these two fight each other. Meanwhile, lower brackets are looking great as well, because these teams that are there right now, they have their revenge story set. They want the redemption. I'm sure Enigma, after this loss today, they might be a bit demotivated, but later on, that will turn into resolve, and they're definitely going to be trying to come back. And it's a tall task. It's definitely going to be an exciting match between them and Global Esports, but it's going to be an epic fight. And both sides are going to be, giving it their all, because they want to stay in this tournament. This is what it means to them to be able to stay in this, because this isn't just a normal tournament. Again, aggressive, the Challenger Series, it's a big deal, and they're definitely going to be trying their best to try and stay in the tournament and go back up in the grand finals. But yeah, with that said, that was the matches we had for today, and boy, it's not even 3 maps, it's been 2 maps, but I am tired.
Yeah, this is why here at the Esports Club, the action just never stops. The action just keeps ramping up even more and more. These are why these tournaments are so highly packed. We had hundreds of teams fighting against one another, and now we're watching the best of the best. These are battle-hardened veterans fighting off against one another. They had to go through war to reach the position that they are now, and the final battle is still not over yet just for them, neither for the side of Enigma or for Alter Ego. Alter Ego, they're going to be facing their toughest challenge yet, going up against Action PH, a roster that we thought had no business being here. An underdog story rising up to the challenge, being able to take down everyone. Tooth and nail, they take the fights, they take the engagements, they're able to go in for the wins. But for now, at least, I want you guys back at home to hit that like, hit that subscribe, also hit that notification bell to get notified when we do go live. And as you're down there dabbling around with those buttons, make sure to just check out the show description as well. Check out Cosmic Byte, and also check out all the products from the side of Intel. Incredible processors from their side. I need myself a processor as well, so I'm going to be looking down there to see what I can get for myself as well. And with that, that's all that we're going to be having you for today. Tomorrow, we have a lot more intense games coming out down through from the side of the lower brackets. You don't want to miss out on any of that. So make sure to follow us on our socials, on Instagram, on WhatsApp. Everything's there down in the description. Follow us there to get notified on all of the scheduling. We're going to be heading on down now. Thank you all for stopping by, and we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action from the Intel Presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, powered by Cosmic Byte in association with Red Bull. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues. But luckily, the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Hey guys, this is Raka and welcome to the Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers gonna review the best new gaming laptops in the market. And today we are looking at the Intel powered Asus ROG Zephyrus S17, a laptop which stands for its amazing multitasking capabilities. As a streamer, I need my system to stream, game, record all at the same time. Having tested it, I'm quite thrilled that this laptop can actually handle it. And if you're wondering how, it is all thanks to the 11th gen Intel Core i9 processor, which gives your laptop a desktop caliber performance. With 8 cores, 16 threads and Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0, it is capable of running several tasks without worrying about bottlenecks. So multitasking also leads to some heating issues, but luckily the S17 has its active aerodynamic system plus, which improves the airflow and enables long hours of streaming while keeping it cool. While choosing for a laptop, I also look for fast connectivity options for my accessories such as Stream Deck and capture card. But thankfully, the S70's Intel Thunderbolt 4 is very sorted in this regard. This one port lets me connect to all my accessories easily thanks to its blazing fast bandwidth speed up to 40 Gbps. Overall, I think the Asus Zephyrus S17 is a great laptop for streamers, gamers, or anyone with the similar needs. So what are you waiting for? Bring yours home today.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.